buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Hey, good morning, good morning! Happy Friday. It's Friday to all across the Delaware Valley. Welcome back, baby. Anthony Gargano Show presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. My main man, VG, back in town from Salt Lake. The salt of the earth.
Running with the Utes.
You really were with the Utes.
Two Utes.
You were hanging with the Utes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great, huh?
I'm like a honorary Mormon, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
You like the hat? Utes.
Oh, you get the Utah hat.
Yeah,
wow, look at that.
Man.
I should have hooked you up. You know why? It was stupid. I should have hooked you up with Vi.
Oh, yeah.
Vi is part of the BYU. Now he's on the mission. And he's in an undisclosed place, I think in Africa.
Vi's very popular out there.
Did you talk about him?
Yes, I did. And Andy.
You talk about Andy, too?
Yeah, they said Andy's like a god out there.
I guess so. You know, Tammy, and you know, that's where he met his wife.
Yeah.
You know, playing at BYU.
He's like a pope out there, kind of.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Revered.
So you, you spent a whole week there. I think I spent probably about 4 or 5 days there.
It's probably changed since you've been there. I think it's changed a little bit.
Yeah, it has to have. I was there in the 90s. It was during the Bulls Jazz.
Yeah. So
it had to.
If you're an outdoorsy person, if you like to go on hikes and all that stuff, it's great. I'm not that.
Well, listen. One thing I do remember how pretty it was. Like you're downtown, the mountains are everywhere you look.
It's amazing.
Like the panorama view is gorgeous.
And I went up to the University of Utah campus. That football stadium looks out right at the mountains and stuff. It's pretty
cool.
Picturesque. But, dude, I don't think we realize how cool Philadelphia is. I know we know it's a cool city, but I don't think we realize nationally. Like, we have the reputation of Cretans and rah-rah. But nah, man, there is mad love in Utah for Philadelphia. I had a kid, one of the bartenders, he came out to Philly for a trip just for our music scene. He's gone off about Kurt Vile and Dr. Dog and the Districts. I had so many Go Birds. I went to a lids store. They had no Eagles hats. A bunch of Chiefs hats, a bunch of Cowboys hats.
Yeah, well, I didn't think you're gonna. It's all West.
So I asked the guy working. He's like, sold out, dude. Once the Super Bowl came, we sold out of all. There's a shot, but there's not an Eagles hat in the building.
I love him taking pictures of that. I have a lid store.
Yeah, dude, not an Eagles hat. We sold out. We have no gear left. They got Chiefs stuff. They got Cowboy stuff. No birds.
So people, the Philadelphia thing is big in there?
Dude, I went out with a scientist one day. He's also from the area. He had a Phillies hat on. And he went to the bathroom. The bar was packed, like 300 people. He came back. He's like, dude, there's a whole table back there yelling at me because I got a Phillies hat on. And I was like, good? He's like, yeah. Then I went to the bathroom. And Phillies! And they fell in love with the team in like 2008. One dude, Ledge, I got a picture of. He's like, dude, I love that team, Jimmy and Chase. And
really?
Yeah, now he's in on this team with Wheeler and stuff. It's weird, dude.
Really? There's
weird.
A whole Philadelphia vibe.
Yeah, they love being able to say Go Birds.
You know? So if you think about it, right, we are a very cool town. Like look at it from their perspective. I mean, first of all, it's Utah, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, it's pretty homogenized.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you know, it is what it is. Philadelphia's got it's got the grit, but it's also got a cool factor that you don't find in like places like Detroit has a grit. Like there's Cleveland, like those kind of Rust Belt towns.
But we got things like
we have a little more East Coast savvy.
Yeah.
Right? We have a vibrant art scene. Like, so we have we're elevated and yet we're also to the streets.
But our art scene's cool. So there is a group going to Utah because of the extremes. Rock climbing's great out there and the snowboarding.
Right.
So they like our murals. We're a great mural city.
Oh, we're the #1 mural city in the country.
They like our music. They like this respected for skateboarding. So it's a whole thing going on, man. Yeah. So Philly is.
Joey's late today.
Yeah.
He's skateboarding last night, man. Doing his thing.
Don't go easy on him.
He's doing his thing,
No,
man.
he got to get ripped.
He's trying to become he's a professional skateboarder. He's got to get to the
Go
top
to
of the
Sweden
top.
in like
You know what it takes.
Doesn't matter.
He's got to put the time in on the board.
Shut up. Stop trying to be. He wants to be
He's got to
so
grind.
badly.
He's got to grind.
VG wants to be the cool uncle.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I'm the funkle.
Yeah.
Not the cool uncle, the fun uncle.
You're like, he wants to be the he's so bad. Like there's chaos, and like you need order, right? Like you got to be
You
this.
sound like a parent.
Not with VG.
Well,
no
You
order.
sound like a parent.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I am.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
All right. Like
Yeah.
I know what needs to happen. Like,
Yeah,
so
you
stop
should
trying to derail it.
Joey,
You're
no.
derailing. You come in here trying to derail things.
I'm trying to get Joey on the rails so he gets better, man. So he can boost,
So,
go
but-
to the Olympics.
He's not going to stop.
Man, well, come on, man.
Let's
This
just
guy
shut up.
needs to get his time in on
Shut
the
up.
board.
Shut
Welcome
up.
back, VG.
Yeah.
Did I miss him?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Did you?
Modicum.
Should we get Bro back in here?
No.
Yeah, we could do a threesome, man.
No, but Lord knows that's not happening.
Let's go nowhere.
That's not. We got an all-star team too because we got Bree and Brenna. We got everybody here today.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, they're going to be filling in for me next week. So
Yeah, you're going under the
exciting
knife.
stuff. I'm going under
that's
the
right.
knife. Yeah,
Yeah.
Rothman.
Yeah,
The Rothman knife.
yeah. Well, you'll be good, buddy. You'll be good. And we love Bree and Bryn. They do such fabulous work.
Yeah.
It is good to have you back, and there is an air of cool about how we are. And it dawned on me last night, and you get this experience all the time because you're out all the time. So last night, Moscow was at a Little League game, and my father was in town. So I'm like, "Come, watch Moscow play, and then we'll go get a bite to eat." So after the game, we go get a bite to eat, and obviously the Phillies are on. And I'm like, yeah, we'll watch the film. I'm going to sit at the table. I watch the Phillies.
Mm-hmm.
The bar it got about, I don't know, 25 people, 20 people. Everybody's locked into the game. Locked in. Like this is a May game against the Rays.
The Rays. We've been beating on them for 3 years.
Right. But it's like a May game. Like, listen, you and I watched, obviously. But
Yeah.
the level of locked in from
I love it.
And by the way, everyone at the bar, almost everyone had a Phillies jersey, hat, something.
Yeah.
Like they were all representing with gear. And I'm thinking to myself, this is awesome, right? Like we thought that in the season people were a little tepid, and they were. But not anymore.
Well, they're playing a little better, but I think it's been out there. I see it in pockets. It's there. They're not loud. Maybe they're not. I don't know, but
It's such an
the
interesting.
bars are.
By the way,
the bars are crowded.
But by the way, the game was thrilling, right? Because it's dead. Or Luzardo doesn't have it last night, right? He didn't. He gutted through it. He didn't have his best stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. You're down 5-1, and then Stott. Right, Stott. Now I have to be honest with you. I hope Stott would come back, but I wasn't counting on it. Like I was counting on more Turner
Right.
as the guy.
What do you think it is about leaning off that he's completely changed his
Dude,
approach
he
and
looks
stuff?
fabulous.
Yeah.
Like he looks great. Stott looks awesome. Like he looks like a completely different ball player.
Yeah, just by
He-
moving him up.
He looks like he did 2 years ago.
Yes.
Because his at bats, he's giving you great at bats.
People were telling you back a couple years ago, "Oh, he'll win a batting title."
Right.
Yeah.
Like I like last year was disappointing, right?
Mhm.
Last year he wasn't anything like that.
No, and
Bats were bad. Like he didn't look good.
even the beginning of this year, once he got to the top of the lineup,
Your-
his approach has
your-
completely changed.
It's amazing. Maybe it forces him to get locked in. Like the role of hitting leadoff just has him locked in.
Man, it's not like he's going to get better pitches. What if he's 7-hole? He's going to get good pitches wherever.
No, but it's irrelevant. Like
Maybe he's just mentally, that's where he wants to be. He likes it.
He looks great. Like he's bearing down.
Mhm.
The lineup is so much better. It is, and truthfully, as much as I wanted Turner to be the leadoff guy,
Yeah.
Stott's a real leadoff guy. Turner was still not a great little, and guess what? Turner's flourishing.
He's really good right now.
Turner's
he doesn't have the power, but that's fine.
Well, he hit the home run the other night.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, I got no, and he's hitting the ball hard. So I mean, the power will come. And look, you think about it, they sweep Tampa. They have put up big numbers, and Bryce is still in a funk.
Yeah, he's not great.
So,
are you worried at all?
No.
I mean, it's a long stretch where he's been okay.
No, I'm not worried.
All right.
I'm not worried.
I might be a little worried.
Really? Why?
Because they're going back to June or July last year. His numbers are, I mean, they're above average, but they're not superstar compared to from July of last year. They're fine. He ranks pretty low as far as when he goes against qualified
do you think
outfielders.
that he is what?
I don't know. I mean, I'm just
That he hit
concerned.
a wall?
I don't know if he's got
Or-
if he's got something going on. Maybe I don't know. But I am concerned. You feel like by now you see a little more pop out on him.
I'm not. I mean, listen, guys are going to go through prolonged stretches. In a long career, you're going to have those moments where you have
but
dips.
he's not just a guy, though.
Well, but again, he's not a god. He's a guy.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you're going to have even great players go through funks. And, I mean, whatever you want to call it, a power outage, I don't know. I mean, I still see him, like, last week, there were 2 balls I saw. He hit the balls on the screws, and they were outs. And he didn't get any lift off of it.
Right.
They were low line drive tracers.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
don't worry about that.
You worry about everything.
Yeah. I go away, and Rojas he puts out bunts now. Look at this.
I don't care. Rojas.
You hate him.
I do.
I hate him too, but I'm trying to like him.
I can't like him. I'm sorry. I'm not a Rojas guy. I'll never be a Rojas guy. I hope he does well, but
this will be a good test this weekend. Guardians are a pretty fun team. They're interesting.
It's a great test. So we got Nola tonight, Ranger tomorrow. To hope Ranger gets back, and then Wheels on Sunday night.
I'm gonna say tonight. The Guardians got Daniel Schneemann.
Yeah, the infielder. Yeah,
he's a fastball home run hitter. I think he's going to tag Nola tonight.
Is he a lefty?
Everyone relax. I actually don't know if he's a lefty or righty.
I think he's a righty. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Well,
they got Noel. They got Noel. He's a right-hander, big power guy.
Yeah.
The guy you got to worry about is Jose Ramirez because he's a switch hitter, and he's a great player. So Jose Ramirez I could see him going yard tonight.
Who's on the?
But right away, you got a bad attitude towards Nola.
I don't. I'm just saying he's probably going to give a long ball tonight, and
Well, so
he'll give
what?
up 3 runs in 7 innings. Will be great. Now Gavin Williams also he's pitching tonight he's got good stuff, but he's got control issues.
Yeah, he's been getting hit.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wild card. He's young, but he's
yeah.
He's got a good arsenal of pitches.
They're playing good ball right now. I just love the idea that how they're back. Like they feel like they're back to me.
And Tanner, he's all right. Tanner Banks, he's been better. I hated that guy.
Well, I'm not talking about I still think there's holes.
No,
but the way they're like they feel like they got their mojo back.
Yeah, a little swag coming back.
A
little vibe.
And I love the fact I feel like they're back for the fans too. Like I feel like the town's into it. Maybe it's because the big news is what the big
for the Phillies?
No, out in town.
Maury's
speech.
back. Oh, Maury talking.
Right, and it's
just
the
a bunch of
same
nonsense
thing. Wow, this is a great story. Fresh off the presses.
Breaking news.
Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, banned from the North Carolina facility.
Strong move.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic.
Is he going to finish the year out there? Is he even going to start?
According to ESPN, citing multiple North Carolina sources, the university administration in wake of Belichick's viral interview has banned Jordan Hudson from the facility.
No wonder they're still.
She is no longer allowed in the football building. Wow. She is not allowed on the football field.
Wow.
Don't think you'll be hearing much from Jordan moving forward.
I wonder if she still has to be CC'd on all his emails and correspondences.
So Pablo Torres, who also in this podcast said, Bill Belichick's family is extraordinarily concerned by what has transpired. One Belichick family source told me there is a deep worry for how detrimental Jordan can be for not just North Carolina, but Bill's legacy, his reputation, everything he's built and worked for over decades. He added, in fact, the family has been digging into Jordan as well. That's bad. Anyway.
He's rolling around on the football field looking like Shania Twain at a concert. I mean, come on.
I know,
You
it's
can't be
joke.
dressed like the costume on.
Yeah.
It's total distraction.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. But let me get back to it. So the big news yesterday was Daryl Morey talking. And here's the playoffs are going on, the whole thing. And I had the same reaction, which is he's delusional. Like I guess he has to say it like this. Like, I don't know what his response should be. I mean, I would do it differently. I would probably be more, like, we need to be introspective. Everything's on the table.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Of course, yes.
I would have a more serious tone, not a,
That's what we respect here.
hey, everything's fine. It just was a bad year. Everything went wrong for us.
Yeah.
But, like, looking at no,
I mean,
you got they have a major issue. There is no trust from the fan base. They don't believe that the team can be fixed. They don't believe that they don't believe in the management right now.
Nope, hate the management. And the way they handled Embiid's knee, why can you trust them with anything? They were just pulling our chain the whole time. Like, we knew he was hurt. He's been hurt. And they didn't give us any time frame, nothing. So I don't know.
Yeah, but again, is he hurt? Like, but therein lies, I think, their issue, which is apparently the arthritis is the arthritis. Like, that is what it is, but you can play on it. Like, they're going to tell you, and they have told you through multiple reporters, through everything, right, that the knee is what it is. You can play on it. You just have to withstand the pain. And that's Joe's problem.
Right.
That he can't do it.
They didn't give us anything. There was just day to day. Even Nick Nurse felt like it was day to day. He's like, I have no idea. But
because
he's experiencing discomfort. We can't figure out what the discomfort is right now.
No, but the only thing I would disagree mildly is that I think the ball was in Joe and Embiid's court, right? Like, so they don't know. Like, he comes to this. Like, I know from people down there how frustrating it was.
Yeah.
Like, he come to the arena and you don't know if he's going to play or not.
Right.
And he goes through warm-ups, and then, it's iffy, and, and meanwhile, the knee's in the same spot. Like, it's a lot of it, I think, was covering up for him.
I think, they were definitely covered up, but just the way they went about it, it just felt. I know they could have come out and say, "Hey, we don't see anything wrong with Joe."
Well, they had, but reporters have reported that. That's how you get that out there.
Yeah, I know, but just the way they were approaching it, it just felt like they were keeping us in the dark.
That's not my beef with them. They could have
been more upfront with us.
See, that's not my beef with them.
What's your main?
Like, my beef with them is I don't think they have the answers.
Oh, they don't have an answer,
right? Like, that's my beef. I don't think they have the basketball answers.
Well, did you hear more? You said talking about Paul George, and he's like, his game doesn't age. He jump shot and he plays good defense. And he's like, if you put Paul George into any algorithm or any formula or any model right now, it's going to come back. He's going to have a better year. Are we done talking about these computer models and formulas?
That's who he is.
Just look at him play.
Listen, he's a bot. Like,
there's no formula that can tell you the guy hates it here. You can't put that in a formula. The guy doesn't like playing on the East Coast of Philadelphia. It doesn't work.
The truth of the matter is there's that. How much do you even care about basketball anymore after all these years? He was a very talented player, but was he ever like that? I want to slice your throat.
No,
I mean,
no.
His nickname was in a derogatory manner was playoff PP. Like, nobody just made that up here.
Right. Yeah, that
was him coming before. Playoff PP.
Man, that's what we got. We got poo-poo.
Yeah, he was worse.
Yeah, dude.
No, but and this is what Morey, doubling down on those two, and listen, the only reason why he has a job right now is because he's owed so much money.
Maury.
Yeah, and management goes, well, nobody else is going to be able to come in and fix this mess, so we might as well give him another chance since we're paying him. I might add more payroll to that.
Right. We're paying $84 million a year for these two guys, plus more. So let me ask you: is there a way out with? Because I've been checking in on the basketball a little bit. There's some teams who need a center. Is there a way out? Is he a part-time player with the Lakers or OKC, and can he help?
Well,
them
we
as
had
a
a whole
part-time player?
conversation earlier this week about throwing him to the Lakers, and giving up.
But all you get is a expiring contract because they have no draft picks to trade you.
No, you get no assets,
Right.
but you get from under the contract.
Right.
And then you do the same thing. You dump George, and you just completely start over.
I'm in.
So, and we talked about that earlier in the week. I am too. Devon on Monday, he was filling in for you, and we had this whole conversation about it. Devon's not in.
Well, he's going to watch every game and do post games.
No,
That's
but
a lot.
I mean, he looked at it from a purely that perspective. And I get it. Oh, Joe just walked in.
What time's the show? Oh, it's 9:21. What time does the show start?
Huh.
You're grinding, right? You're putting in the work. You're down FDR Park skating.
Oh, Joey, nice to see you. Yeah. Yeah, somebody's got extra. Somebody's going to be in the doghouse today. That in broadcast, you don't walk in 20 minutes into the show. Yeah. No good, Joe.
Coffee's not that great either.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
The idea of what you do, I think you have to just start over.
I'm all in.
Bobby C's coming up, so we'll talk to Bobby C about this, but I think you have to. And here's the other thing that listen, it's Maury's trying to spin. So Maury's going to spin, hey, McCain, he's going to spin the future.
We got Maxey. We got what should have been the rookie of the year.
Right.
Yes.
Look what we got. Look what we got coming. And we got pieces to build around. The only hope the Sixers have is Monday night.
Hey, I was with a bunch of people. That's their only hope, too. The Utah Jazz fans, they're all Cooper flagged up out there, too.
Yeah.
Well, too bad they're not getting them. We are, okay?
He actually fits perfectly for that state to be their savior.
I don't think the NBA would want that.
No. Well, I'm sure the NBA wouldn't, but I'm just saying.
You don't want Cooper Flag buried in Salt Lake.
No.
No, I think that this it's all about Monday night. I mean, listen, Maury speaks now because, you just throw it out, you get through it, people are asking for you, the torches have been lit, they're at the door.
Well, he's everywhere now. He's been doing 2 or 3 interviews I saw.
Yeah, well, now's the time to do it, right? It's before the lottery. The torches have been lit. They're outside your front door, and it's like, yo, dude, you better go quell the masses.
We better do. We got to do some rituals because I think the lottery's a full moon day.
I hate to say it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
perfect. If it doesn't, if the Sixers don't get the number 1 pick Monday night, the whole thing's done for years.
I agree.
There's nobody else
for years. I mean, listen, there's a couple guys I like and all,
but no one's going to turn the franchise
Harper, Bailey. We talk about, but you're not going to make a difference to help. And I have no faith that they're going to do the right thing.
Why would you?
You got guys.
Why would you have faith that they're going to do anything?
Right. You got guys that are like Maury's going to say, "Oh, I'm trying to win a championship." So if you're trying to win a championship, you're praying, right? Like there's a 2% chance that Embiid feels better or deals with the pain, comes back and plays, right? Like, and Paul George is revitalized. That's a 2% chance. So he's gonna bet the franchise on that.
Do you think that 2% chance of Embiid coming back though? I don't even think he can play like a full load. I mean, we're talking.
Well, no,
I think like
that's
25
my mean.
minutes a game.
I'm saying the 2% chance is that he comes back and is the player he once was.
Oh, the player he was,
or close to it, right? Yeah. Like within reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's even.
Well, that's.
But yeah, it's,
I mean, 2% is 2%. It's nothing, right? Like so. That's it. But Maury's going to go down that road because that's it. That's his whole. He was brought here to win a championship, and he failed
miserably.
Right, and that's
couldn't even get role players that were worth anything.
And that will be his legacy.
Yeah. Well, that's his legacy coming in too, right? The guy never won anything.
But he was a guy that put together that team and
Mhm.
Harden, the whole thing. Philadelphia will define his career. He knows that.
I don't even think I actually don't even think he cares. He's getting paid. If he goes away in a year or two, it doesn't win anything. I don't think he's bugged by it at all.
You might be right. I mean, he's a strange dude.
Yeah.
I don't know him.
No.
He doesn't even watch the game, so how does he care?
How you know that?
Because he's doing all the analytics through AI.
Well, no, I mean he's watching.
He's got watching.
Yeah, he's watching.
Let's pile on him with good.
Listen, I just don't know.
I hate him. I liked him coming in. I hate him right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, there's not much to like. The eel. I mean, listen, and I don't think it's all his fault. I mean, he ran into some. I mean, the Embiid thing was bad luck. You know.
I mean, it is bad luck, but there are people who've been saying all along, 7-footer with bad wheels and bad back. I mean, we got a guy here who, when I first met him, always was saying is trade him, and he was right. We should trade him last year, 2 years ago.
Morey is going to run back his slop jalopy three-headed monster, which doesn't even really work in the NBA anymore. And I think he doesn't get fired for another 2 years while Josh Harris finishes paying the other guys they fired. That's Eddie Wright speaking the truth. I think you're right, Eddie, right?
Yeah, it's not a great situation for the Sixers here. Someone put on, I saw a tweet going around, would you give up the next 5 years of the Sixers for another Super Bowl? Like, I give up the Sixers forever.
Yeah.
Move them all somewhere. We'll get an expansion team.
Well, dude, I got news for you. That was a talk a while back. It's going to come back to this. It's going to go full circle. We're going to have that same conversation.
Unfortunately.
I already have I think I'm at 68. And I've been doing it part-time. The 100 mistakes of the Sixers franchise.
You're up to 68?
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
I got 32 left.
All right. I wasn't here last week. Flyers kind of get screwed in the draft lottery. I mean,
yeah.
They can still get
They'll still get a center.
Yeah, they're going to get a center, but.
All right. All right. Let's talk about some of our friends, shall we? Here we go. Let's talk about Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. NOLA tonight. We talked about it, right? NOLA tonight. Fightins in Cleveland. And plus you got the golf tour that's here, right? The Truist. You got hoops, hockey playoffs. How about your Edmonton Oilers? The Oil.
2 on the road, and that's a hard building to win.
In Vegas? The Oil? Wow. Amazing. All right, Fightins. 25 brings you back 45. And the total is 7.5. You can live bet it. You can wager, watch baseball, the pro golf tour, the hoops, hockey playoffs. Live betting is better on the Bet Park Sportsbook app. Again, all the props and player performance and stuff that everybody loves. And there's always another way to win on the app, like live dealer blackjack, roulette, craps. I mean, you name it. They have it all right there on the app. And your hot online slots. We were talking about you. Did you
can't gamble out there?
I know. Did you miss it?
I gambled this morning. I was sitting. Yeah.
Oh my! He's been here for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, he touches down. Most people are like, "All right, great." Right away he's on the
Itching,
app.
man.
Yeah,
I gotta stay awake. I've been up all night. I slept 0 on the red eye. I had what am I gonna do? Just lay down and fall asleep. I had a gamble and spend some time. I had a cup with some a paper towel soaked in hot water. Microwave creating a steam vacuum on my ear, trying to get my ear to pop. I'm playing gambling. I was playing Goonies. There's a Goonies slot machine.
Oh, really?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Well, they got it all right here on the app. So check it out. Like new customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. If you're down the first 24 hours, you got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Let's talk about some flooring because our people over at Empire today.
Empire.
That's what they do, flooring. So just like your favorite team needs a home court, field, ice advantage, your home needs a home floor advantage. And Empire Today can help you get it. Empire Today's got flooring experts, dedicated professionals who focus on flooring every single day. We've all been to the big box stores. You wander around the aisle. You can't find anyone to help you. If you do find someone, they have no clue what they're talking about because they hop around from department to department. They're not experts. Empire Today lives and breathes flooring, and they'll be with you every step of the way, making it a whole new ballgame. And their flooring experts bring their digital virtual showroom to your house. take a picture of the room you want floors in, and pick out a couple samples. You can see what it looks like in your own house before you install it. And check this out. With Empire Today, you get clear, upfront, all-inclusive pricing, and you can schedule installation as soon as the next day if they got your flooring in stock. So schedule a free in-home estimate today because some things are just better at home. PHLY listeners can receive a $350 discount when using the promo code PHLY. That's right, $350 discount with the code PHLY. Restrictions do apply, but visit EmpireToday/PHLY for full details. And get started on that flooring project with Empire Today.
Empire. I like it. All right. So coming up, we got Bobby C, and then we got Baldy, and then we got our man Kevin Negandhi. So looking forward to it. And by the way, congratulations to the American Pope, Villanova. Yeah. So the Nova Knicks, the Nova doesn't just have the Nova Knicks; they have the new Pope, Pope Leo. I mean, American Pope.
I am disappointed it wasn't Pizza Baller. But if it's not going to be Pizza Baller, you go American.
You go a guy from Chicago, man. That's huge that we got the American Pope. There he is.
USA.
Pope Leo. I like it, Andrew.
You see,
I love it.
Someone mocked him up with like the Bears shirt sweater with the mustache.
That's great. The Pope. That's fantastic. Let me see him again. Let me see Pope Leo. That's awesome, man. He had all the garb on. Look at him. Yeah. Go for it, Pope. American Pope. I love it. How about that? There's a great story about him that in Chicago where he grew up, there's a neighbor across the street, and she said when he was a little kid playing that he would be the first American Pope.
What?
Wow. Yes.
What?
Wow. Yes.
That's insane.
Yeah, his brother told the story. His brother was interviewed and told the story that his brother, the new Pope, had such an aura about him that the woman across the street where he would play used to say that about him, that he would be the first American Pope.
Wow.
Man, that lady's like a soothsayer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could have been one of these. I believe that there are people in the world that are so special, almost divine gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's one of them, you know, that have an aura.
But that she's tuned in. But
some people can see the aura.
Away,
can see that aura. Yes. Maybe the guy maybe as a little boy, he had an aura, and this woman could see the aura.
It's pretty cool, man. I mean, you know he's going to be back in Philly. He's got to come back. If he's going to come to America, he's got to go to Chicago. He's got to go Philly.
Do you remember when when we were kids, Pope John Paul?
Yes, dude.
I remember it was like 1980.
Yeah.
Like during the big runs.
Yeah, we were out of school. We all piled on somewhere. I don't know what street
we were on Broad and Chuck. I'll never forget.
So there he is, dude, with the mustache and
that's fabulous. That's
great.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we stood out there. It felt like hours, and he just sped by. It was like real quick where I was.
Yeah,
like,
in the Pope Mobile. Yeah.
Even when Francis was here back in, what was it, like 10 years ago or so?
Yes.
That was insane.
We were doing the show. I was down the shore doing the show because it was gridlock in town. So I was doing the show at one of the casinos down the shore. I remember being a kid, and Broad Street was wild. Like people were going nuts. They're selling Pope stuff. Even a couple years, like you said.
Oh yeah.
They're selling Pope memorabilia and all that
There
stuff.
were thousands of people here, blocking the streets.
I know.
Marching. It was great.
Yeah.
It was cool to see.
Yeah, it's very cool. I got a friend of mine who he's from Italy, and he has a apartment that is north from the Vatican. And I was like, he was like, we're on top, those in Italy, especially from that neighborhood.
Yeah.
The Vatican is like, the Grail. Like you can't even walk inside the limits, that sort of thing.
Have you been there?
Yes.
In the Vatican?
Yeah. He was talking about seeing the smoke from his apartment.
Oh man, that had to be super exciting.
The last time for Francis, I saw it. He goes, first he see the black smoke.
Yeah.
Then he saw the white smoke. It was crazy.
And everyone goes nuts, right?
Yeah. People in the streets.
Yeah. They all gather around because they want to see him come out the balcony at some point. Yeah.
Now, is that a real chimney? Because I've heard stories that it's not, and it's actually like a coloring that they put out there, the black and the white smoke. It's not an actual chimney.
I honestly
like
don't
a
know.
machine, like a fog machine
It wouldn't
almost.
surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't see all of Conclave,
Yeah.
so I guess they covered that in Conclave. I would guess.
Yeah, I actually need to see
Oh, that
that.
movie was great.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard it
well,
was
then
great.
you know. When if you saw it, you know the process.
Yeah, but it's a movie, so I don't want to like say that it's factual from a movie.
You're implying that it's like almost like Punxsutawney Phil comes out of a fake tree stump. You're implying that the Vatican and these great priests and cardinals have a fake chimney and they're pumping out fog machines.
It might, yeah.
The whole world is
It's the magic of the conclave.
I know. Don't listen.
There's a
The,
guy
the
whose
whole
only job
world is a show. Like, have we not? I think it's never been more clear to me in 2025 that this is a whole play.
Yeah.
That there's nothing real.
I agree.
There's a
Right.
there's a Vatican
What's the
special
movie?
effects master.
Yeah,
Yeah, there could be. Yeah.
What's the movie?
Pyrotechnics or whatnot.
I know. Exactly. And the Sixers are are the Exhibit A.
Yeah.
Daryl Moore is not real. You know that.
He's just
He's
simulation.
just
is
really
Gronk.
rich. Yeah. But he's not even Grok. He's like, he's like
No, he's like a cyborg that's going to just malfunction at some
Bobo
point.
Gronk.
Yeah, he is a
He's
Bobo
Bobo
Grok.
Grok.
Yeah. He's like mock is what he is. All right. Let's welcome to the show our main man. We love him. Our buddy Bobby C. Bob Cooney. Good morning, Bobby.
Good morning, boys. All right, I got some papal knowledge for you. You
I was
ready?
going to say, he's a good Catholic guy, this Bob Cooney.
So the black smoke, when they vote and they don't come up with a pope, they put the ballots into a fire and it goes through a temporary chimney, and those ballots create a black smoke. When they do vote for a pope, they do put chemicals that they have mixed together into this fire, and that creates the white smoke.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
That's great papal knowledge, man.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That's great.
That sounds like a
Not
good
bad.
Kingdom Catholic kid with that knowledge.
That's right.
That's all. I love that. Bobby, you made your bones covering this franchise. You were throughout the process. You lived it. You heard Daryl Morey yesterday. I gotta just make sense of it.
No chance. No way. No how. You can't make sense of it. And it goes back to, and I think VG might have said it earlier, like this team has never known how to handle injuries. Go back to when I first started covering the team, Embiid comes in, didn't know how to do it. Oh, let's not forget Andrew Bynum. But, that was before Embiid. And then Nerlens Noel, Jahlil Okafor, Ben Simmons, Markelle Fultz.
Andrew Toney.
Yeah, if you want to go back.
Yeah.
But look, we can say, what difference does it make? Those guys were injured. Good luck, bad luck. But when you don't know how to handle things PR-wise or honesty-wise, I do think that has a comeback effect on players, on an organization, on players that are coming in and seeing it being handled the way it's being handled, and them wondering, well, what kind of an organization is this? I always thought it was a black mark on it. And I said to the higher-ups there, why would you – there's nothing to be embarrassed about with injury. Injury happens with sports. It's as common in sports as winning and losing. And the Sixers just never grasped that, and the hiding of it, and the not knowing how to handle it with their players. It just seems something, in my opinion, Ant, that has snowballed on them and affected other areas of this organization. And now Daryl Morey's kind of swimming in it, and a lot of it's his own doing. And you're right, Ant, 2%. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much over. I can't see Joel Embiid coming back and being, an effective type the way he was NBA player.
But you know what, though, Bobby? I feel you that that piece of it is a symptom, right? But the crux of the matter is they have made mistake after mistake after mistake.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that leads to the symptoms of hiding, right? I mean, the Fultz thing was an unmitigated disaster, right? Like,
Yep.
They could have had Tatum, and they chose Fultz, and you go, all right, well, the reasoning was, but had Colangelo actually sat down with the kid and interviewed him, I don't know how you come away with drafting him. Right?
Yeah.
Like, you can make the argument and say, well, he played on a bad team and you shouldn't have picked him for that. All right, well, I go, well, yeah, but, he's a combo guard. And then the idea of him, remember, he changed his shot after the draft. What? Like, you don't have control. The other thing, too, is they let and you know this better than anybody, they let the players run everything. They let Embiid do whatever he wanted because he would go crying to management or the ownership, right? Like they let these Simmons and all these dudes, they empowered them beyond belief. And then they couldn't reel them in when they became disasters.
Yeah. And, and when other players see that, that's the most damning thing, right? And like I had a player struggle off one time, say to me like, hey, well, if the owner asked me to go to a function, I'm sure I couldn't say no. That's damning. Like that's deeper feelings that players have for these leaders in Embiid and Simmons and stuff like that. Look, I've said this often. I said it to you before. You have to go a long way for me to call an organization a losing organization. So I won't say that. And they've had a lot of wins over the years. There were 50-win seasons under Brett Brown, and, it didn't end the way you wanted it to. And Doc Rivers got some 50-win seasons. But they're not a winning organization to me. And the reason I gave you the examples of the injuries and their way of handling it was because that all leads to more stuff. Like if you can't handle an injury, if you can't be honest with players, look, you and I both know they had players that they deemed injured that wanted to play, that told me they were ready to play, and they weren't playing them. And, these kids, that doesn't bode well. And if you don't, we all know that goes around the league. And it's just not good. And I don't want to say PR wise because it's not the PR department, but I want to say like they don't make themselves look very good to other players around the league with the way they handle things.
Well, it's amazing because it's multiple GMs and coaches,
right?
Right, like
where does the finger go, Ant?
Right. No, Josh Harris has been the only constant throughout everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to that. But here's the thing about him. He'll write the check, but he's not going to be an active owner. Like he's not going to be like, he'll be more active with the Commanders than he'll ever with the Sixers. I can't say, here's where I can't kill him. He spent a ton of money on like GM, president, like Elton Brand is still here, right? Like he has lots of basketball people in this organization, and yet they can't get it right.
Yeah, it's baffling. And, you and I know sort more on the inside than people watching here. Look at the really good people on the inside that they've gotten rid of. And people might think, oh, what does an equipment manager mean? Or what does a PR guy mean? Or this and that. It means a lot. It means a lot to people in that organization. And you and I have seen good people there being got rid of for questionable reasons or no reasons whatsoever. It's just
certainly in the case of the equipment guy, who was nothing but a loyal guy who just bled the organization
and revered throughout the league, not just in Philadelphia, throughout the league.
Yeah, we're talking about Scott Rigo and Scotty. And let's be honest, players around the league love Scotty. First of all, he was doing it forever. He spanned Jordan and Kobe. Who Kobe loved him, right? Like they all did. Yeah, no, yeah. And then Doc took over and felt the need to change everything,
and was given permission to by the higher ups. And
by Morey. Yeah,
there's just so much strangeness that doesn't sit well with a lot of people around the organization, or let's be more specific, players. And they see things happening and they question it. And that's not how a winning organization is run.
Do you think that Daryl Morey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to jump on you. You said something that just struck it, which is a winning organization. And do you think Daryl Morey knows what that is?
He knows what winning is. To be a winning organization, to me, I think more culture. And, you've covered football, baseball, basketball, just like I have. You walk into a building, you walk into a practice, you can feel that culture that a team has, whether it was the Patriots or Golden State or, go up in that San Antonio.
Well, no, you're right on. Culture is everything. And that's why I asked you about Maury, because Maury did not establish any of that culture. First of all, he's not a anything. He's not a warm feel. Like, I think emotional intelligence, to use Jeffrey's term, which is accurate, he's got none of that.
Yeah, I agree. And, it goes deeper than just maybe a head coach and a GM. Maybe it goes to the head of PR. Like Golden State has the best PR guy in all of basketball, has since I was covering the league. That means a lot. The players know where they stand. The players work for the team. They know what they have to do, what they need to do. You go hire to a GM that has personal relationships, that knows how to handle people. That all has to come together, and it just never has with the 76ers, whether it be coach and GM or just GM. Whatever it is, they just have not been able to figure it out. And you're right, with all the basketball people that they have in the building, it is somewhat surprising.
But do any of them have a winning pedigree? Is there anyone in the building who's been a winner? I mean, they had Doc here, but that seemed like a one fluke year. But is there anyone in that front office with any winning experience?
You know what's interesting to that point? When you think about, guys, what we're discussing, the one guy that turned everything around for a brief period, but he turned everything around, was Pat Croce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like for that, they were dregs. We remember pre-AI. I mean, they were a mess, right? He came in and he figured it out. He made, the coaching hire and the whole thing. But then he went all right, I'm going to get Larry Brown. We're going to figure. But he was the one who established the culture from the top. I think they're missing that piece, right? The owner's not going to do that, especially now with a football team. The president of the franchise, and that's Maury's president GM. That's got to come from him. You got to everything from making sure that players were wearing the right, T-shirt. You remember the whole thing where Pat came in, and who was it that came from the Nets and was wearing a Nets practice jersey and Pat went nuts.
Yeah, you're right, Ant. That's a great example. And Croce did it so well. And when did that fall apart? It was when Pat wanted to take over, right? And that's only why. He was in a perfect position, but he wanted more, and I understand that because
he just wanted to run, the Flyers and the Sixers. He wanted that's true. Yeah. Well, not only that, because Ed, I lived it with him, right? So I remember the whole thing. Ed led him to believe that he was going to step aside. So of course he wanted that to be Ed's successor. And then Ed was
when that all came about, Pat was jumping out of an airplane in Millville, New Jersey. I was standing in the field when he landed, jumping out of that plane to interview him about what was going on. So, but me and you were both right there for it. But you're right. That personality.
I had drinks with him that night.
So much.
He invited a bunch of people to his house down the shore and commiserate. And when we got drunk that night, I'll never forget. and it was what? Because it was a complete blindside piece.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely, it was. But you couldn't have hit it any better, Ann. They just don't have that personality to take them over the top. And it might be too late now because, God, you had so many pieces that could have done it and so many pieces you could have gotten that would have helped you do it. And it just did not come about.
Is it also, the league better than anybody, Bobby, the idea that the guys are just getting wealthy, right? The money that Maury has made. I mean, the money that he made just to get out of, that used to pay him to leave, right? These dudes, Elton Brand, these guys are getting paid big dollars, and it's about, hey, I'm not upsetting the apple cart. I'm getting wealthy.
Yeah, I hope that never comes into play, and I'm being idealistic here, obviously. I want players to want to win championships. I want players to want to be the best. I want coaches, GMs, all those guys not to look at the bank account, look at the empty shelf where there's no ring, and have that drive them every day. You're right. I mean, it's human nature. I look at my bank account and say, well, they're paying me and we're, not getting to championships, but what are you going to do? I hope to God that's not settling in with people on the Sixers. And, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I think Elton Brand would want to win a championship, more than
everybody
anyone.
wants to win a championship, right? Like, here's the truth of the matter. Everybody wants to win a championship, but like, do you have what it takes to say, no, we're not doing that's stupid. That's a dumb move. Like, do you have what it takes to say no? Like, no, that's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they have going on, and it's
they have made a cavalcade of mistakes. I can fill the link with the mistakes that they have made. Right? Like, it's unbelievable. The bones that could, if you opened up that closet, that would tumble out. I mean, it's embarrassing.
It's Mikal Bridges, isn't that? Brett Brown's the GM.
Watching this series.
They make the coach the GM for a year.
We're watching this series play out with the Knicks, and the Bridges thing it's just unfathomable. Like, and I know that wasn't Maury's thing. But yo, Eel, you gotta take ownership for every freaking mistake that led you to this piece right now where you're at, because you're nowhere.
Yeah, look throughout the playoffs. Look at all the players that had ties with the Sixers at one point that are doing so well with other teams. I mean, my God, Al Horford's still out there being a pretty decent player for the Boston Celtics years after the Sixers got rid of him. And you can go up and down, whether it's Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, whoever. You just see so many names out there that when they leave this organization, they are taught a way or asked to play a way that best benefits their game and benefits the team that they're on. That doesn't happen here in Philadelphia. And you're right. It's through numerous GMs. It's through numerous coaches. Why? Is it that this organization just isn't a winning one, and therefore you're not going to get players to improve or play to the best of their abilities when they come to this organization for whatever reason it may be?
Does Josh Harris care about winning? That's like a question I have. I mean, he's an investment guy. This is just an asset that's accumulating value. It's like he's getting equity, more and more equity. Does he? I don't feel like he cares if they win or not. And I think it starts from the top down. I think that a lot of the fans are right. The fans hate him, and I think it comes from him a lot of times, man. I mean, he's got to be on people's butts, rear end, being like, we want to win something here. It just doesn't seem like he cares at all.
Well, it's amazing how visual he is when things are going right for his teams, right? I saw him in Washington, the Commanders' locker room, an awful lot when they got up to the NFC Championship.
I mean,
that's the NFL, and he's getting a new stadium.
I'm not expecting him to build a basketball team. I'm expecting him to fund it, pretty much, and that's it.
Yeah, I think he's an absentee landlord in that sense. Like,
right, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't think he's going to do. I think he needs to hire someone to run the franchise. That's a day-to-day guy to run the franchise.
Right, but why wouldn't he find someone who's done it?
Well,
who can be a mentor to the whole franchise?
Well, I think he tried to do that with Maury.
But Maury hasn't done it. He hasn't won.
Okay, here's what I think. People go to him, you got to hire the best guy. The best guy's Maury. Bob, wasn't that the case going into the Maury thing?
Yeah, I mean, look, you go for the best guys at the most. I could have hired Daryl Morey, VG, and we all could have done that because, he was the most available name out there. It was exciting, Daryl Morey's coming in here. Now it's not. But does he have the ability to say, oh, there's a kid, Chris Quinn. Wow, he's an assistant coach in the league for years. I'll bet he'd be a great head coach. And he hires him like a Joe Mazzulla, and all of a sudden this kid's a great coach. Does he have that ability?
Well, and that's the point.
Him have that ability. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I'm with you. But to VG's point, I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting him to do. I'm expecting him to hire the guy that goes and hires Chris Quinn.
Exactly.
You got to go. And here's what I think about the ownership. They look at stars in the eye. They have stars in their eyes.
Right.
Right? Like they're looking for names, star hunting. What's been in common, right? What's been in common with this franchise is star hunting and superstars. And they throw that out there instead of actually building it. Right. And assembling a team, building a staff, they just want glitz. And it's just empty.
Yep.
It's empty.
Well, that's what I mean. I know Morey was the name out there, but maybe who's the second in command at Golden State, or someone who's been around a winning organization?
Well, again, it was the easy way out of saying Daryl Morey's the big name. All right, how much you want? I'll write the check. Like you could have probably found someone better and paid him a lot less money, but that's the sexy. They're always in for that, the big name, and it's bit them every time.
It's the easy thing to do, right? If you're not going to, dive in and find that next guy like VG's talking about, the assistant to the GM who might be a great GM. No, you go for the big name, give him a lot of money and say, well, we have the players. We got the best GM out there. We'll see how it goes. It just hasn't worked for him.
Yeah. My brother, what are you up to? You good? You playing in Truist?
Great. I'm going out to Truist tomorrow. I'll be out there with one Jamie Lynch. So we're going to be out there representing PHLY.
I love it.
You got to give us a go Birds after somebody tees off. I heard a couple of them.
I'll tell you guys, I was at the waste management tournament out in Arizona when the Eagles were in the Super Bowl that week. And walking there, and you know what the waste management's like. It is just drunken fest, and there just so happens to be a golf tournament going on also. The amount of Eagles people that were there having fun, watching golf. I think they were watching golf a little bit. But you guys were talking about at the beginning of your show, the wide range of sports knowledge that Philadelphia fans have. It's awesome. And watching yesterday the Truist and watching players sign autographs afterwards, like you can tell that they know they're in a sports town. And all the people that run this tournament, when they were interviewed on TV, were like, yeah, we know this is Philadelphia. And they didn't say it wasn't a golf town, but they're like, we know what a sports town this is. That's cool. And it'll probably be different for the players because it isn't a snotty golf town. Now we're Philadelphia, and we'll bring you in, and we'll probably boo you if you hit a bad tee shot.
Yeah, you're right. It's a sports town, and that's the difference. Like last night, Bobby, I'm sitting there, and it was like 20 people, and it's Thursday night. It's 10 o'clock, and people are freaking out over the game, cheering. And I'm like, this is awesome. It was fantastic.
It's the best, and I love it. That's what's so great about Philadelphia, and our travels have taken us all around the country, covering teams and talking to fans in other cities. And I'm sorry, I'm not being a hometown boy here when I say I've been on a lot of radio shows just like you have, man, all throughout the country, and you're a national guy. Nothing compares to Philly. It just doesn't. And I'll say it till I'm blue in the face. I firmly believe that. Nothing like Philly fans.
Amen, brother. Amen. Bobby, we love you, buddy.
You're the best.
You are. Thanks, pal. Enjoy tomorrow.
You get sleep, man. You look horrible.
How you feeling?
I feel good, man. My allergies
you had no allergies out there. You get the clean air.
No, dude, no. I was telling these guys, I was telling Andrew, I went to see a doctor on Tuesday. I wanted to make sure I didn't have a cold or strep throat. I was in bad shape. And then she was like, it's allergies, man. Tree allergy. Tree pollen was super high when I was out there.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Outdoors.
Because I wanted to make sure I didn't need antibiotics.
I want nothing to do with that place.
Nah.
These allergies are killing me. I'm dying. And when I come here,
it's nationwide, man.
I don't want to blame it, but when I come here, I'm like, just dying.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I'm feeling like you now.
Yeah. It's every day, buddy. I mean, I got news for you. All right, let's talk about some of our friends. And then we got our main man, Baldy. Let's talk about Parks Casino, right? Street Road, Bend, Salem. Our casino of choice is Parks Casino. They have it all. Action, excitement, headline, entertainment. Plus, how about this? Dollar dogs in the Parks Sportsbook for every single home baseball game this season.
That's
Like
nice.
it, yeah.
Dollar
Nice.
dogs. Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Yes, it is.
We should have a dollar dog night over there. All right, watching the game, the sports book.
Are they going to have someone with the hot dog gun shooting them at you in there? in the
That's
sports
great.
book.
That's great. They think Park says that's a good dog.
It is a good dog, yeah.
That's all right. And they got Bill Murray. Right?
Bill Murray. You gotta get the soundbite from the movie Coffees and Cigarettes. They're always like, Bill Murray, Bill Murray.
Yeah, you got to do. That's good.
I'll find it.
That's good. That's good. All right. One show only. Saturday, November 15th, 8 o'clock, Parks Casino. Taking a break from movies, TV, and everything else he does. Bill Murray heads to an entirely different stage. He joins forces with the Blood Brothers, Mike Zito and Albert Cantiglia, for a thrilling night of blues rock and roll. Yeah, one show only. Saturday, November 15th, 8 p.m. Parks Casino. This is how you win. Tickets on sale right now for these other shows. June 6th, Taj Mahal, Kev Mo.
Woke up this morning, mama, on them stairs, bro, blues. They spur Georgia.
That's the real song, yeah.
So he was doing.
I was doing clutch the whole week.
And then people were going, dude, you got the wrong song. July 3rd, Gary Clark Jr.
Here come old flat top, he go grooving up slowly.
No, I did miss that.
July 18th, KC the Sunshine Band.
Oh, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Get down tonight.
I'm looking at Bree and Brenna.
Hey, this is
like,
their
oh,
first exposure to the Cosettes.
Yeah, they're like, oh God, do I have to do that next week?
They're like, what's going on here?
Yes.
September 6th, the reggae, English reggae and pop band UB40.
Red wine.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that. You're good. Comedians Brian Regan, November 22nd. Russell Peters, September 27th. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino, this is how you win. You got to be 21. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, there you go. VG, tell us a little bit about GLAT.
Oh, pay attention, men. Thinning out, receding, wearing a hat all the time. Visit our friends at GLAT Hair before it gets too late because they've been restoring and defending hairlines for over 30 years. And it's no wonder they got the reputation that they do. Their proven results, an experienced team, just a few reasons the GLAT Hair name has stood the test of time. GLAT Hair by Morningstar Medical isn't just about restoration. No. They're about innovation. Their breakthrough specialized GLAT Hair technique really does dramatically change lives and hairlines. The GLAT Hair technique consists of a few things. You get one-on-one care. You get a 100% personalized hair restoration plan of action designed just for you and your specific hair loss. You get some follow-up care, and they hook you up with some cutting-edge hair loss prevention treatments, medications, and more. GLAT Hair, they can help you keep the hair you already have or bring back what you've already lost. So if you'd like more information or ready to defend that hairline of yours today, visit GLATHairMM.com. GLATHairMM.com, or you can call or text them 610-980-4000, 610-980-4000.
All right, as we reach the 10 o'clock presented by Bet Park, Sportsbook, online casino app. One programming note, our buddy Kevin Negandhi, his dad's not doing well. And, listen, he's on the phone with his brother. His father's in India right now, and you know what's happening in India. So there's a lot going on. So let's just keep Kevin in our prayers.
Yeah.
And we'll hopefully we'll catch up with him soon.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. Today we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah.
Every time we have Baldy, we're gonna have fun. But anyway.
I have fun most every day here.
Yeah, Baldy makes it extra special. I mean, all due respect to you. You know, Baldy.
Listen, I can't compete with Baldy.
I look forward to Baldy.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah, who doesn't?
You know what I mean? So we're going to do over-unders today. So
Okay.
you are
What are we
man
doing?
that fires in.
Schedule, the team wins?
Yeah, they're out. The over-under for total wins.
Wow, all right. They're out without the schedules out yet, right? The schedule comes out next week?
Yeah, but they're already out.
Okay.
So because you see what's going on with everything else, so I want to see where we're at with the win totals.
Cool.
So we're going to do that. And, of course, Baldy's papal knowledge.
He's probably partied with a pope at the Vatican. I mean, you don't think?
Well,
Can popes party?
no.
No, they don't drink wine at all, the popes.
But I know that
on.
Baldy's has probably had a private, audience with the Pope.
Well, either with a pope or a high-ranking cardinal.
So
He's had to hang out with a cardinal.
Like we said, were you here with the Bill Murray thing?
I don't know.
No. So I said to him, I knew that he would have had some sort of interaction with Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Right? I go, have you had any interaction? He went, yeah. In fact, we were playing a golf tournament. Bill Murray, I was in the car with Bill Murray. And, and like, I knew it, right? Like,
Yes.
So there's, without a doubt, Baldy will have papal knowledge.
Love it.
So let's go to it. One, the only Baldy.
Baldy, Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Ay, Baldy, Baldy. Oh, he likes pizza and football.
Oh, Baldy. There he is. What do you say to
Morning, Cuz.
my brother?
Morning. Yeah,
What's
we
up,
got a
Baldy?
new pope. Villanova's own. Pretty exciting news for everybody out there associated with that university. 1977 was a good year.
So I need to know your papal knowledge. Now, I know you've been to Vatican City more than once.
Many
And
times.
Have you met a pope? Have you encountered a pope? Like, what's the closest you've been to a pope?
So my buddy Kurt Menefee got married in Italy, probably 12, 15 years ago. I forget how long it is, but probably like 12 years ago. And we all went for the wedding. It was down in Amalfi. And so afterwards, like Springsteen was playing in Milan like 4 days later. So we all, like a couple of us, drive up to Rome. And we set up shop in Rome for a couple days before we get to the Springsteen show. So it's Sunday morning, and I'm like, I'm gonna go to St. Peter's. I'm gonna go to mass, whatever. So I get one of my buddies, to get up and come with me. And we go out to St. Peter's Square, and the place is packed. The whole square is packed. So I didn't know if there was anything special. Obviously, there's something special going on, but we don't know. Well, the Pope sticks his head out the window there, and he does like a blessing for everybody in the square. I forget what the arrangement was. So that was my only encounter. And I took my mom to Rome like in 2017, Pope Mobile, like we're out there in front of St. Peter's Square. Pope Mobile goes by. It's so close I can actually touch the Pope Mobile. You know that?
Yeah.
Stage right.
Yeah.
So I haven't had any personal contact, but just a couple times at St. Peter's Square there. The Pope was there. It was pretty wild, because I think the Pope has to speak a minimum of 7 languages. Like I know Italian, English, Polish, French, German, like those are all pretty standard. But I think he's got to be fluent in 7 languages to become the Pope.
Oh, I didn't see. That's good papal knowledge.
That's
not
papal
know that.
knowledge. Now, I might be wrong about that, but I've heard the Pope address the audience. I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, he's like going, like he's making his speech and he's going language to language. And so you can hear it. So, the Italian's easy to understand. French is easy to figure out. English, obviously. But, the Polish could be a little confusing, like what that is.
How many? I'm just curious. Can you speak more than one language?
Well, I made a deal when I coached the football team in Italy. So we were coaching up in Bergamo, the Bergamo Lions,
Yes.
and I made a deal with the guys that I would give, if we make it to the championship game, I'll give the pregame speech in Italian. So I was able to accumulate enough over 6 months there, where I could, I was good enough to like get those guys to run out of the locker room.
Oh, really?
And
Would you give them like a Forza Leone?
well, it was sort of like you only get one chance to win a championship. You can't let anything slip through the cracks, that kind of thing. Like these championship opportunities don't come along very often. This is the first time that Bergamo could win a champion. So it was kind of like along those lines.
That's awesome.
So
did you end it with like a big, Forza strikes? Let's go, Forza
We ended
Leone.
it with like a shot of grappa and an espresso. I think that was how we ended it.
So
I don't want to break our routine too much.
Pope Leo the 14th, he speaks 5 languages: English, Spanish, Italian, French, and Portuguese, and he can also read Latin and German. And I think his extensive language skills was his big advantage.
Yeah, well, yeah. So he's first American Pope, but I heard him speaking Latin yesterday on one of the things. So I'd forgotten that Latin was. I mean, that was the original language. Yeah. So
well, you got everybody. They all know Latin.
They at least know the mass.
Anthony takes Latin.
Does he?
You have to take Latin at their school. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I would have studied Latin. To be honest with you. That's
a dead language, right? Is that what they call it?
Yes. But it's being tried. They would do mass. They'd have Latin masses.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be a Latin mass. I mean, I've been going to Catholic church my whole life. I remember going to some churches. Not only was it in Latin, but you look this up because I don't know what the answer is. But the priest would do the service with his back to the audience.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think it was maybe just honoring the altar and everything in front of him. Maybe I don't know, but yeah, I remember seeing some of those masses.
It's like Jim Morrison of the Doors. He used to sing like that, a little stage friend back in the day. Yeah, when he first started, he was singing with his back to the crowd.
Wow.
Wow, that's wild. Don't you turn your back on me, slave. Like in Gladiator. Did you remember when the Pope came to town?
Yes.
I think you were living here. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have been working there. I remember how big it was because he went to Giant Stadium. He came to Philly. He was doing the big stadium. Yeah, I remember it was all, security heavy, but I think you could only get there by bus. I don't think you could actually drive to the stadium. I forget. I just remember the churches were gathering. My church, they had all kinds of ways to take the bus up there to get a ticket if you wanted to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. I remember when Pope was in Philadelphia.
Do you remember, was that 2011 or 12? Was it like that? I feel like it was around that time.
I think it was later. The last one
8 years ago? Maybe?
Yeah, it was 18,
like 8 or 10 years
17.
Ago,
2000, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe a year or two before the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It was wild. All right, my brother.
Hey, before we get into that, can I ask Baldy about the breaking news today?
Yes.
Did you hear the breaking news? University of North Carolina has banned Bill Belichick's girlfriend from campus and all football activities. Do you think this is a big deal, Baldy?
Yeah. Why? What's your reason?
What's their reason for banning her?
Yeah.
I think she's a distraction. Have you seen her on the field?
Yeah.
She's like in the middle of practices going up, adjusting his outfit and stuff. I think I think they're seeing her as just a distraction around campus.
Huh. Well, I mean,
she's got a devilish look to her there.
The only thing, the most bizarre thing about not the relationship's a relationship. I'm not here to judge. But the bizarre thing is Belichick's whole thing for all 20 plus years in New England, or even when he was with my brother played for him when he was the Giants defensive coordinator and Parcells the head coach. But his whole thing was don't bring any distractions to the team. Right? That was his whole thing. We're like this. We're tunnel vision. It's all about the team. It isn't about any individual or anything else. And he's bringing all this distraction on with her, which goes against now being in love or relationship is separate than coaching a team to some degree, but he is bringing a great deal of distraction to North Carolina and to the team, and for the wrong reasons. So it sort of goes against the grain of one of his coaching proclivities, I think.
Yeah, it has to.
Yeah,
I mean that seemed like this seems so out of whack. Like I do know, interestingly, he's a strange mercurial guy, right? Like I heard him interviewed this years ago on CNBC.
Right.
And it wasn't about football. It was more about leadership, but it was about many other things.
Okay.
He was brilliant, like engaging and deep, like very deep. I think we was talking about some book and it was spirituality. Like the guy was like really interesting. I'm like, wow, that's the greatest interview I've ever heard. And it was some woman from CNBC. And, then he went back to his normal press conferences, did things. But I'm going, wow, he's like a fascinating dude. Very smart, articulate, like entertaining, right?
Yeah.
Charming even. And then this seems so out of character. Like, I know he has a charming quality, but this seems like, I don't know. I don't even know why you would go that route. Like, not the relationship part, but the whole spectacle.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, it's almost like going back to the Pope, like separation of church and state.
Yes.
Like no coach brings, like Andy Reid always brought Tammy around, but she was never a distraction.
No.
Like I still see Tammy on the sidelines in Kansas City home games. But Tammy was never a distraction. It was, now obviously it's his wife, been married forever, but so that's a different situation.
But I can't imagine at that time, Andy Reid, Tammy wasn't CC'd on all football correspondences, right? Like
no.
Yeah, this Jordan being University of North Carolina's got to CC her on all the correspondence and emails with Bill. It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's all. Where she had like sort of carte blanche seemed pretty bizarre. Evidently, she's got a history with older men. I don't know, like how far you can look that up. But
her ex-boyfriend came out to defend her, and he was 63, and I think she was 20 at the time they were dating.
This was a big breaking news thing that came out about the ex-boyfriend. Yeah,
he came
older gentleman.
I thought I was going to see a young guy. He's
a wealthy.
Yeah, he's another business guy.
Oh my God!
But he has brought a lot of alumni back to sort of restore. Because they do have a history. It's a bizarre history, North Carolina football, obviously basketball. But like, for example, name me one outside of Mitch Trubisky, who was a complete bust. Name me one quarterback that's ever played in the NFL. Like, I went to Duke. Our last game every year was always against North Carolina. Sure. We had better quarterbacks than North Carolina. We weren't the program that they were. LT, right. I mean, you go through the history of, good running backs, good defensive linemen, whatever. But they've never had a quarterback that could play in the NFL. Just weird.
It is weird. But like that whole situation is like, could you imagine Bill Parcells? Like, what would Bill Parcells say about that?
Bill Parcells is probably, what's today, Friday? Yeah. He's probably, I don't know if Saratoga is open yet, but he's a horse. He's a horse guy. So you go to Saratoga, I always see Bill if I go up there. So, he's got his box, he's got his his sheets, all the race sheets and everything. He's handicapping. You'd always get 15 minutes with Bill at the races. But if somebody stuck a microphone in front of Bill right now, because his nickname for Belichick was when he was a coach of the Giants. His nickname for Belichick was Dr. Gloom. Which fits him perfectly.
Dr. Gloom?
Dr. Gloom. That's an awesome nickname. Dr. Gloom.
Yeah. That's public. I'm not breaking any secrets here. That's public knowledge. Dr. Gloom, man. Like that's so fitting,
Dr. Gloom.
That's a great nickname. Great nickname.
Oh, Dr. Gloom. I can hear Belichick in my mind's eye. Here's Dr. Gloom coming in. My God.
You remember the one, there's also like a very public transaction with Belichick and Parcells. So Parcells head coach of the Giants. LT's on the team. Belichick's the defensive coordinator. So LT comes in late to a meeting, right? He's like 15 minutes late. So Belichick goes to Parcells and says, hey, hey, coach, just want to let you know that LT was late again. He was like 15 minutes late. Right. So Parcells is looking at Belichick and he's like, why are you starting the meeting so early? Start the meeting when LT shows up.
Oh, that's fantastic. He's right. Like, there's certain guys that go.
So, Belichick was the special teams coordinator. He was the assistant to the assistant when LT was drafted in 1981. So Belichick was like the assistant to the assistant special teams coach. He basically was a gopher. when LT came. And, Parcells wasn't the coach until 1983. So there are a couple of years go by where LT's on the team. Parcells is, the defense coordinator, whatever. So Parcells gets the job. In the first year, he's got somebody running the defense. Second year, he elevates Belichick to defense coordinator. So LT comes into Parcells' office and he just MFs him up and down. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, this guy is like so-and-so, how the hell do you, why are we going to listen to this guy? Like, what's this guy know? And LT's just going off on Parcells. And Bill goes, listen, LT, all those defenses we've been calling the last 2 years are Belichick's defenses. So just letting you know. So LT was like, oh, okay, coach, you got you.
Wow, that's wild. So was Belichick's idea to put him on the edge?
He was always an edge guy. In fact, my junior year at Duke, we were playing North Carolina. It was LT's senior year. So we're losing early in the game. We're at Kenan Stadium, which is the stadium at North Carolina. We're at Kenan Stadium. I'm the left guard. So we're down on the 1 yard line, right? I got their nose tackle, Donnell Thompson. I got him in the end zone, right? I'm in the center, double team. We got him in the end zone, and we're losing a yard. So now we're second down at the 2. So we run basically the same play, same thing. We're knocking hell out of these guys, not getting any yards. We end up getting stuffed 4 straight downs in a row. So we come to the sideline. This is before there's cameras and pictures and all this stuff that we have, technology we have today. I'm like, how the hell are we got a good running back, Greg Boone. Like, how the hell are we scoring? Like, what's going on? Freaking LT is just crashing off the edge. Like, he's beating the handoff. We kind of knew LT was LT before, he blew up in the NFL. But we're like, he just destroyed
my God, he got there that fast.
Yeah.
If you think about you got a guy in the end zone and you look behind you going, what the frick happened?
Yeah. He's just screaming off, we got tight ends, tackles. He's just screaming off the edge and tackling our running back. Can't get in the end zone, man.
My God.
Was he a big trash talker back then, Baldy?
He was a trash talker in the NFL. I remember one time I had this so we're playing in Philly, Giants, and we had all these injuries. They moved me from guard out to left tackle. So I'm going up against LT. And, he's it's not really a fair fight. But I had I did all the tricks. So if I got my hands out here, trying to position him, if I got my left tackle, and he's the right outside linebacker. So when I would get my hands on him, as he was beating me, okay, and he was beating me, all right, and I forget the Randall was quarterback, whoever. As he's beating me, I'd take my left hand and I'd grab his inside of the shoulder pad and I would jerk it as hard as I could as he's beating me. It would knock him off his path, right? So now he's going towards the line of scrimmage and not towards the quarterback. And I must have
you're going like this.
It's inside.
Him inside.
Like I'm grabbing your left. I'm looking at you because I'm looking at your right shoulder.
Right.
All right. And right there. So as he's beating me around my corner, I'm now grabbing his inside shoulder pad where my left hand is, and I'm jerking it as hard as I can. This is before they had the umpire behind the line of scrimmage. Referee's over here, right? He's always on the throwing hand of the quarterback.
Right.
Right. So he's on the right-handed side, so he can't see me jerking LT.
Right.
So LT is like, he's on my ass. Like, you're going to, when you get flagged, we're going to, so he's chirping hard, And I'm like, LT, they ain't seen this shit. They're not seeing this, man. Come on. Like, I got you. He didn't beat me that day.
That's
tricks,
great.
Man. You got to have the tricks. You got to know the tricks. You got to be able to know how to use them.
Is he the greatest defensive player you've ever seen?
Yeah. We when in Dallas, when we went up against them, we literally changed. We used to just fan, meaning if you were a 3-4 defense, so you're the uncovered guard, the tackle's covered, and then the outside linebackers out there. That was basically the Giants defense. So you're a 3-4. So 2 outside linebackers, Carl Banks on one side, LT on the other. And then, so we used to, when we would face a team of the 3-4, we would fan it. So the guard would go out to the end, and the tackle would go out to the linebacker. We had to change our whole protection with him, man. Or we would double read it with the guard. We'd read inside. All right, read inside to Pepper Johnson. If he doesn't come, then block outside the LT. So that way we would always get the running back out in the route. We call it hot or scat protection.
Right. That would be your hot, yeah.
So, that was our way to get the back out, and then we would double read. And then if Pepper Johnson and LT both came, then the quarterback had to throw hots. Presumably, nobody was covering the back.
Right.
So it was pretty easy. I mean, teams still run that protection, but we couldn't run that protection against the Giants. Like, you couldn't have the guard pull out and then go out and block LT and run you right over.
Right. Oh, my God. All right, let's continue with that theme for a second, all right? So if LT's the greatest edge outside linebacker, let's build out our defense, all right? This is the greatest guys you've ever seen.
All right, Reggie goes next.
So
Reggie's the next.
Reggie is at.
So because Reggie, well, there's Reggie and there's Bruce. Okay, Bruce Smith.
Yeah.
So I mean, ironically, Bruce Smith has 200 career sacks. Reggie has 198.
Right.
Okay. Now they don't count his USFL sacks. I mean, Reggie's the greatest of all time. So you want to build your defense line like you're building here, cuz. You start with those three. Now you can throw them up. Bruce Smith is Bruce Smith, because all those guys, Reggie and Bruce, like, they didn't just play end. They came and played on the nose. They played over me at guard. Like, some guys won't go inside. These guys, the Bear defense, Reggie would come and play on the nose sometimes in the Bear. So those three. So you start with those three.
All right. So let's look at your tackles. So who would be your tackles inside?
Well, Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Go AD. Okay. So AD, and then you probably, like, I would go Randy White.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Okay. But that's my era. Like,
right.
There was some people that would debate that, but Randy was, he went to, 9 straight Pro Bowls. Whatever. He was the most dominant defensive tackle, up until Reggie came. But yeah, that would be a pretty good 4. With you'd have a pretty good 5 right there, however you wanted to deploy him.
Right, because you could bring LT off the edge on a 5-man front. I mean, you're.
Yeah.
All right, who is your Will?
Well, are you playing him off the ball inside?
Yes.
Off the ball inside linebacker?
Yeah.
I mean,
I have your Mike and your Will, and your Will's going to be off the ball.
I'd probably go, and ironically, the two guys I'm going to say were both drafted in the same. Like, the other guy that we should put in there on the defensive front is Sapp.
Oh, yeah.
So you could have Sapp, Donald, T. Like, that would be
right.
Okay. Now, the Will and the Mike, and ironically, they came out in the same year, but you'd go Ray Lewis, Derek Brooks.
Oh, yeah. Derek Brooks is the most underrated linebacker in history. He was a great. We don't talk enough about Derek Brooks.
Do you know why? Because Derek Brooks, nothing against anybody that talks or craves publicity. Derek Brooks only talked about the game and only talked really about his team. He's not an outspoken guy, very quiet, very smart. I'll never forget, like, going to do Tampa games. Monty Kiffin's the defensive coordinator, whether it was Gruden or whether it was Tony Dungy coaching during that stretch. Their coaching staff was unreal. Herm Edwards, Lovie Smith, Monty Kiffin. Like, the staff is crazy. But Mike Tomlin was on that staff. Mike Tomlin was secondary coach.
Yeah.
Like, the staff was crazy.
Yeah.
But that was all Tony Dungy hiring those guys. But you go out there to practice and, you go talk to Derek Brooks or whatever. Like, he literally carried a notebook that he filled up every week. Like you do. You got a notebook everywhere you go.
Always.
Derek Brooks took a notebook to every practice for every game for his entire career. Like, he was a notorious Like if you ever wanted to like just go see, like I would love to sit down with Derek Brooks and do a film session with him and bring out the notebook.
Yes.
And then go
Yeah.
back like
That's
in time
awesome.
to
Yeah.
what he was seeing
Yeah.
and what he gleaned
Yeah.
and how he, how he knew where the play was going, whatever. Like it was like those two, like I'm sure you can go, Luke Kuechly. I mean, you go through the list. Patrick Willis just went to, Hall of Fame, all that stuff. But Derek Brooks had longevity. He didn't get hurt. Like he put up 100 plus tackles every year. It's just, Levante David's doing that now for him. Like, he's been unbelievable.
Yeah.
But and they both came out like Brooks and Ray Lewis. They both came out in the '96 draft.
I love this defense.
So for Ray Lewis, he's for you better than Jack Ham, Jack Lambert, and Singletary.
Well, he played 17 years. I gotta want to discount what the Steel Curtain did. That was the best decade of defense we've ever seen. So it's just that my problem is I haven't witnessed and watched it myself. Like I studied Derek and Ray and Bruce. And so like I don't want to leave that generation out, but I haven't had a chance to study those guys.
Okay.
Is it fair? And listen, because so much of it is the era, right? And comparing decades is difficult. And,
yes,
we want to show the ultimate respect.
Yes.
But the one thing that comes into play, like, I mean, let's face it, all things evolve and offenses just became different. Like, I went back, oh man, this is a game in the 90s, right? And there was a situation where the team is winning, right? We're inside 3 minutes, and the other team's got a timeout, and they're throwing the ball. Like it's just weird. Like it was weird how they were doing it. Like they didn't take care of clock. Like the game's nuances were way weird back then compared to today. Like today is like you know what you're doing. If you're throwing, it's a design play because you're going to keep the clock moving. And it was just a weird situation. Like teams are punting. Like you're down 6. There's less than 3 minutes to go, and you're punting. Like,
well, I mean, it look. You're just in the last 10 years. All of the statistics that they study now, all the analytics have changed. Fourth down, 2-point, all that. So that's completely different than that. But I'll never forget. I'm in NFL films every day. So they always have different. They're always working on stories. But I remember they brought Andy Reid over to watch the greatest game that they, in NFL history, they consider the 58 championship game between the Colts and the Giants. So, so Johnny Unitas is out there, quarterback, Raymond Berry, John Mackey, Lenny Orr, whatever, you know the guys. So the first thing that Andy notices is, and this is part of what you're describing here, the receivers are in a 3-point stance. Like, do you imagine if you went out there right now and Jamar Chase lined up in a 3-point stance to go, score a touchdown from Joe Burrow? I mean, the game has evolved in every single way possible. Like, no offensive lineman was ever in a 2-point stance. Like, that didn't exist. Now there's tackles that never get in a 3-point stance.
Yeah.
Shotgun. Like, Holmgren hated, like, he brought the West Coast offense, Bill Walsh. Like, they hated the shotgun, and so they wanted everything off 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop to time the routes and the distance of the route. So it was very important for the quarterback to hit that back step, hitch, and throw. So, Brett Favre hated the shotgun because he was raised under center. Play action, 3-step, okay, quick game, whatever. So that's like, all that has changed, and so spread offenses, 4 wide receivers. Nobody played 4 wide receivers. We would play 3 in Dallas. We were the first team to really play a slot receiver. We had Butch Davis, Doug Donnelly when I was at Dallas. Landry kind of opened the game up. He went spread. He had us, the offensive line, we used to shift where we would stand up and then go down. And Landry's thing was, because Landry was the defense coordinator with the Giants and, Lombardi was the offense coordinator. So they were competing against each other every day with the Giants. But Landry was like, if we could take the defense's eyes off the offense for a second while we shift, maybe that would slow them down. So we used to shift standing up so the defense wouldn't see what Dorsett was doing or Springs or the quarterback was doing, where they were lined up for that brief second. So that's why we shifted back then. So it was all
that's the flex. Like, oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's great. That's because I think about it, I can see it in my mind's eye.
Yeah. But if you bring it full circle, because this is, I think, what's going on. I was with Tiki Barber the other night.
Oh, good enough.
If you want to talk about one of the craziest careers, look up Tiki Barber stats.
Okay.
The guy played 10 years in the league. Long time for running back. Guy's running marathons now. The guy's like a freak, right? But you watch his last 3 years with the Giants, he went 1,500, 1,800, 1,500 yards the last 3 years. Never got a bump in his contract. His last 3 years, not 1, 2, and 3, the way Zeke did or other guys did. The last 3 years of his career, he went 1,500, 1,800, 1,500. But anyways, we were at this event the other day, and we were talking about running backs. And are they back? And he's like, I don't know. They're only paying basically Saquon and McCaffrey, and Derrick Henry got a little bit, but they're not really, Josh Jacobs got some, but they're not really paying running backs. So he's not really back. But I do think what the Eagles did last year, what Detroit's doing, what San Francisco wants to do, what the Ravens are doing, like I do what Green Bay can do. I do think the running game is going to come back big. And we're going to see, like, even didn't Jeff Lurie just come out this week and we want to bring the fullback back into the offense?
Yeah.
Like it was weird hearing that from him. Because
he's Dr. Pass.
He's all about the passing game.
Yeah.
But maybe winning the Super Bowl the way they did, and they put Van Sumeren at fullback last year a little bit. Like when I heard it, I was like, is this really Lurie? I'm not trashing Jeff.
No, of course.
I applaud him. Like, I think that's cool that he's actually making an announcement. I want to see what they do. But I do think the two-back offense is going to come back.
I think you're spot on. Another, if you look at the Raiders, like going with Chip Kelly, because Chip Kelly is a run, like he is about running, spreads you out, and I'm going to run it. I think you're going to see a lot of the different variations of the run game. Like you said, you're going to see two backs. You might see an I back, like an I formation back. You'll see.
Well,
Chip's
I was talking to Tiki about. Tiki always ran behind a fullback.
Yeah.
So you take a lot less hits. The first contact of somebody run blitz and whatever, the fullback takes them.
He absorbs
you get
that.
the line of scrimmage cleaner. The quarterbacks take a lot less hits with the fullback in there protecting. So I do think quarterbacks are getting hit way too much, and teams are like, I'm just watching. Like Arizona is a team to watch. Just saying right now, like they just added this Will Johnson, maybe the second best corner, but they had a bunch of defensive guys. Jonathan Gannon can flat out coach. Like his schemes to hit quarterbacks last year, like Sam Darnold and Kevin O'Connell, that was a great combination last year. Like Arizona should have beat him last year, but they decked Sam Darnold 5 times, and he had no idea where the free hitter was coming from. No idea. And they beat Kevin O'Connell so bad in that game from a protection standpoint. And then what Brian Flores is doing, like some of these coordinators, I mean, they're so far ahead of the game right now. Like you don't want to face these guys in big moments.
Yeah, you're spot on. It's so interesting, man. Kind of where the game is.
Van Sumeren's now listed as a fullback on the roster. He's not even a linebacker anymore.
That,
Hey, Tiki Barber's yards from scrimmage his last 3 years, 2,096, 2,390, and 2,127.
If you get 2,000 total yards, you had a monster season.
Monster.
3 years in a row.
Yeah.
And he led the league in touches one of those years, I think.
Yeah. His
that's
next to last
monster.
year, 411 touches, yep.
That's age like 30, 31, 32.
Yep.
Yeah.
He was
He
30
did
years
that.
old when he had the 411 touches.
All right, we got to do the secondary. All right.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I mean, we go Ronnie Lott.
right.
We go Dion. the corner opposite Dion, it's tough. Like Everson Walls, he's not in the Hall of Fame. He had 61 interceptions. Like he led the league in interceptions 3 years, 3 different times. Everson Walls did. Now you can put Rod Woodson out there. You're not going to be wrong. You can put Charles Woodson out there. Like you got to put Charles and Rod Woodson out there. However, if you want to put
Eric Allen
Charles in the nickel, you could put him at corner. The guy's one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Who's that?
Charles Woodson.
Oh, Charles. Yeah.
But look up Charles and Rod Woodson's numbers. Like
I both of them. You're right. Who would you?
And he played a long time.
What about Eric Allen?
Well, EA is up there. I mean, he just got inducted, But I can't put EA in front of Dion or Charles or Rod. I mean, how
about Revis?
Darrelle Revis, he doesn't have those kind of interception numbers, but he was the greatest corner we saw for 8 years in a row. I mean, guys, Randy Moss, I mean, every single Charles, Andre Johnson, like guys didn't catch a ball against him. Chad Johnson went against him. Like he didn't catch a ball against, Revis. Couldn't get off the line of scrimmage.
I mean, so
some combination. And then, you got to put like,
Lester Hayes.
Well, I mean, we're going back in eras now. Like those guys were, stick them on their hands, all that stuff. This is before they had gloves.
Was Darryl Green not that good? I remember him being around forever and being good with the Redskins.
But Polamalu probably deserves mention at safety for sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the other safety. Troy was great. Dawkins, like if you had like if Lott is your box safety, is it Doc or Polamalu? Because I think that's the. I think it's either of those two, right?
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed, yeah. Ed Reed, too.
Well, Ed Reed for sure.
Yeah.
So you got to go Lott and Ed Reed. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the greatest free safety of all time.
That's ridiculous. Lott and Ed Reed.
No, I don't want to, be stupid here.
Yes.
I was just getting caught up. But honestly, I remember I did this, I was the MC for this Polynesian Hall of Fame induction in Hawaii. A few years back, Vi was there.
I remember, I remember you went.
We showed Polamalu, Vi, me, a bunch of the Polynesians, like in these canoes, right? So I went back and I did like a breakdown on Troy. I couldn't even put the video together. I couldn't even release it. It was so violent. The way that he hit people was so violent. The same thing with Ronnie Lott. It's so violent that I couldn't put it there. The league would probably shut me down if I celebrated somebody's hits. Wow. I told Troy that the last time I saw him. I'm like, I can't even do a video on you, Troy. Like they would bar me from the NFL.
Wow.
It'd be like I'd be promoting assault. He's like assaulted these people. And the thing that's wild about him is he's the most quiet,
docile, sweetheart. Yeah, sweet guy, nice guy.
He whispers when he talks.
Yeah.
He stepped on the field.
His son's a real good player too.
Who?
His son.
Is he?
Yeah. He's gonna be a star.
I didn't even know this. Where's he at?
I gotta find out because he's on the West Coast.
Is he in college?
Yeah. Or he's about to go in college. He's in high school.
So what's funny was when I was in Hawaii for that, Troy was there, obviously, but his wife was there, and he has a son and a daughter.
Yeah.
And back then he was doing those hair commercials.
Right.
He had the Polynesian hair. So it was so easy to spot his 2 kids. First of all, they're cute as could be.
Yeah.
And he must have been 8 years old, something like that. But they all had the same hair. Like his kids had you just see the hair before you see the kid. Like very, very well behaved, but kids,
Yeah.
running around all over the place, but they all had the exact same hair. Like I just remember that.
That's awesome. All right. I'm going to leave you with this. And I was talking to, so we are producing the Cooper DeJean Reed Blankenship mighty the podcast, which
Exciting
is
Mikes.
the Exciting Mikes podcast, which is awesome, right?
Okay.
So we shot that the other night, right? So
right.
The kids
are they like this? They're like this, right?
Yeah, they're the best. Like you couldn't find First of all, those players on that team, I mean, they are
so
just
mature.
they're tremendous. They're
Yeah.
great kids. Like I hate to call them kids, but they're great dudes. Like every
Yeah.
one of them on that team. That team is filled with it. I love that team. I have to tell you.
Yeah.
So the guys are in, and we're just hanging out and we're just BSing, and I'm talking to Reed, and we were talking about his high school days because he's from a town in Alabama, northern Alabama, that's got 136 people. All right.
Okay.
So I was asking him, how did you fill your team? And from what counties did you draw on? And we were kind of talking about it. And he goes, I was asked a question recently about going back in time and to reliving one moment. And he said, my answer was high school. He said, and I was like, wow. He goes, dude, I wish I can. He goes, it's unbelievable. Like, we experienced Super Bowls and, I'm in Philadelphia and the Eagle fans.
Yeah.
It's so great. But if I can go back and relive one moment, it would be in high school, and it would be smelling the field, coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And that smell. He goes, we're from farms, and so I don't know how good it is, but it reminds me of real pure football.
Yeah. No, I can smell it right now. I know exactly what he's talking about. Like freshly mowed, like that Bermuda grass that grows down there.
Yeah.
Like I can smell it right now. I remember playing at Auburn one time. Like the humidity was more than 100%. Like the only reason, but I could just smell it, right? I can smell it at Duke. Like that grass in the South, like it smells like football. Like I can relate. But it was interesting about, a school that big. Like when I lived in Minnesota, we had a lot of small, farm towns like that. They played 9-man football. Like
wow.
it's a 9-man league. Oh yeah. Like they didn't have enough to play 11. So, you take what
was it, a 4-man front or still a 5-man front? What was it?
No, you have your 5-man offensive line. You just have 2 wide receivers, a back and a quarterback. Take the so you don't have the same perimeter game, but you don't have enough to play 11 on 11.
Wow. That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah. But in Alabama, I don't know if they still, like Minnesota, they played 9-man football. Same in Iowa. I'm sure Cooper had, new teams that just had 9-man football in Iowa. That was pretty common.
Let me ask Baldy. You talk about the smell of the grass. Baldy, you know what the benefit of that smell of the grass is? What that is coming from the grass when it's cut?
Is it the nitrogen?
It's they say it's a mixture of organic compounds, and it's from stress or trauma, and it's to warn other plants that smell that there could be imminent danger coming. So they're communicating with other plants and trees.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, when I get off this podcast with you, I literally have 12 straight hours of planting in front of me. Like I just cleaned out my greenhouse. I just completely cleaned out an area for a pepper garden. And then I'm growing tomatoes this year and cucumbers and these sunflowers where the cucumbers climb up the vine of the sunflower. Oh, so I've literally got 12 hours of planting in front of me.
The cucumber is one of the most underrated vegetables. All right.
It's very versatile.
It's clean.
Yes.
You could just eat it fresh. A little salt, a little balsamic vinegar.
You could throw some in a water pitcher. Flavors of water.
Yeah.
You make all your pickles. You make all your pickles from cucumbers.
Right.
Yeah.
Cocktails.
Is it the Kirby
Yeah.
cucumbers? Good cucumber.
It's a great item, the cucumber.
It's actually a fruit.
Oh, it's not even a vegetable.
Yeah,
it
there's
becomes
seeds
a
in it, right?
vegetable once it's a pickle.
Oh, so it's like a tomato.
Yep.
The tomato's a real fruit.
Yeah.
All right. That's good. That's good fruit knowledge.
Because I hate to say this to you, but I think my battery in this computer is going to die.
No, go ahead. Go.
No, I don't. I'm just saying, like, if I get cut off, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah,
I just got a signal saying I didn't plug it in.
He's going to go back to circumventing the globe, planning out your trip with that map behind you there, Baldy.
He's home now. All right, so you're home. I'll do this Monday. Are you good Monday night?
Yeah, I'm good Monday.
All right,
Yep.
and I'll come over like around 5:00.
Okay, you sounds good, cuz.
Is that good? All right.
Have a good weekend.
We'll get some steaks. I'll text you over the weekend. All right, brother.
Sounds good, bud.
See you,
See you
pal.
guys.
See you,
Yo,
brother.
tell your mom Happy Mother's Day.
All right. Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
You know?
I send her some flowers right now.
Yeah, good. I love her. He's a good son.
Nah, of course he is.
He's a good son. He's a good man. God bless her, brother.
Thanks,
Good
buddy.
See you, pal. That team is awesome. The Baldy team.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I love this.
That's a meat locker
I could
team.
do that all day long. This is what I love about sports. And stuff like this,
Well,
talking about these greatness and
And I
stuff.
like it when you ask the older guys because they have a different experience with some of the old heads that they played against. So
Yeah,
they may not
exactly.
pick the popular pick, but it's like, oh man, I played against that guy.
Yeah,
That guy
and a good little
tore me up.
nugget story
Yeah.
after is great. All right, let's take care of some business. All right, talked about our friends, like the NFL schedule show. That's Wednesday night.
Wednesday's schedule show.
Yeah, the schedule's coming out Wednesday. Wednesday evening, myself, Zach, and Bo are doing the schedule show.
It's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
So
probably about
thanks to Vince
6-hour program.
and our friends from Philly Sports Trips. All right, Wednesday night kicking off 7:30.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I'm writing it down
Wednesday
right now.
night, 7:30. We're going to talk about the schedule, discuss it, tune in to see our team. Me, Zach, Bo, Franny. I'm sure we'll get Franny going. The whole thing. You got to do it. All right, because we're gonna have a lot of fun. We'll have the Eagles schedule, go over our wins and losses. NFL schedule show Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, May 14th, 7:30. So make sure you're hanging with us. All right, we would love to hang with you guys with that. We're gonna have a good time with it. And let's talk about Golden Nugget Jewelers. I didn't know this. Yesterday, I found out
What?
that Mother's Day was Sunday.
It's coming up.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming up. It wasn't last Sunday, right? Because I screwed that up if that's the case.
No, it's this Sunday.
Yes.
Who was it, Pat, right? That told you?
Yeah, Pat was saying something about Mother's Day, and I go, wait a second. I'm quickly trying to do the math in my head and the calendar. And I'm like, wait a second, Mother's Day is Sunday.
You better go right the Golden Nugget right after the
Right?
show.
Golden Nugget Jewelers. I'm telling you, your own is the man. All right? Go see him, 8th and Chestnut in the heart of Jewelers Row. So here's the deal, right? So you got your mom, all right? Like you got your mom.
Got my mom.
You
I'll be going over to see her on Sunday.
You're lucky mom's still with us. Mine's not,
Yep.
right?
Shout out to my mom. My mom hooked me up. She goes, she's free dog care. She takes care of my dogs when I go away.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
That's a good mom.
You got to help out mom.
Yeah.
Now, my wife's mom, Patty, I love her to death. She's awesome. Patty, so we got her. Like my Aunt Cookie's passed.
Yep.
I told you my mother passed. No, but I got 2 kids, so my wife gets gift,
Yes.
right? Like
Yeah.
you got to make sure you get the gift from the kid. So we know a lot of friends with newborns and everything else. You got to take care of moms, especially if it's their first Mother's Day, or first couple Mother's Days.
That's right.
You got to make a big deal out of it.
That's right.
All right.
And hey, I don't have kids. I got 2 dogs. So the dogs get Peg a Mother's Day gift.
That's awesome.
'Cause you got to get something that takes care of the dogs all year, man.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
What's that song? I always love my mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Philly song.
always love my mama. She's my favorite girl.
She's my favorite girl.
You only get one. You only get one. Yeah.
No, that's a big song growing up.
Yeah.
Joey knows that song from growing up.
Well,
You better take
could
care
have
of
sang
Gina,
with us. You could have sang with us, Joe.
You better take care of Gina. Nobody loves you like your father don't love you like your mother. All right? Your father adores you, all right? But your mother, forget about it. Like, your father take a bullet for you, but your mother would take several bullets for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to go to Golden Nugget Jewelers, goldennuggetjewelers.com, 8th and Chestnut, to take care of mom and all the women in your life. All right, we got a couple minutes to go, and then we're going to go to TV Todd. But first, we got some nugs.
Yeah, we got some nugs. We got loaded up first. Andrew?
The big thing right now is the golf tournament,
Yeah,
right? The Truist
right.
Golf Tournament.
Yeah.
So yesterday was the first round of the golf tournament, and on one of the holes, I think it was the first hole, there was a chant going on, a Go Birds, while Rory McIlroy is setting up his tee shot. So we have that right here.
I love it. I saw a few. I heard a few Go Birds.
There's a couple Go Birds, yeah. Here we go.
In their first play around this golf course, Apple was the driver for.
That sounds like a Delco Go Bird.
Come here.
Around this golf course, Apple was the driver for.
That's the best. You know what's funny? How the Go Birds thing just took off.
Dude, I'm in Utah and people are saying it to me. Like it's like a whole thing, man.
Yeah, the
it's
Go Birds,
phenomenon.
and it's amazing because it started like, I mean, it's been around for a while, but it feels like it's just.
Well, it felt like it used to be almost like Go Birds, like almost like
Nah, you think so?
Yeah, not like
Pre-Super Bowl, first Super Bowl.
Yeah, like
Go Birds,
Go Birds, but it wasn't like now. It's like Go Birds.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
changed.
With that.
I think it's changed. It's
The
tone.
tone.
Yeah, I think
there's been a tonal
I
change.
feel like that. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
I want to talk to you about this. I saw this a little while ago. These LED basketball courts. What do you think about them? So they did one at the All-Star game. I got a video of what it looks like at the All-Star game. So they say this is going to be the future of basketball because of what they can do with it. They can put ads on there. So they can get rid of the hardwood. You in or no?
Yeah.
This is one thing, though. I have another.
Everything is like I'm not anti it, but you know what it is? Everything is fake.
There was a part of me.
There's something that's fake about it.
Yeah. There's a part of me like I'm like we need a hardwood, but I got another video which I think as a coach, you can draw up the plays on the tablet, and they're on the hardwood.
Ah, that's cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
right?
awesome technology.
You see the circle he drew.
Wow, that's awesome. So wow, that's wild. That's cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's a great. I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Imagine
that's,
teaching your kids that way.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's the easiest way to teach.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's fantastic. Yeah, like listen, I get it. Like it makes it more, but there's just a degree of like it feels a little.
Yeah. I totally get you. I was
saccharine.
That's why I wanted to know what your thoughts were because at first I thought I hated it.
I don't hate it. I
like,
just
all right,
go
I get
like
what they're doing.
You know.
So like if they hit a 3, are they going to flash the court? Like
Yeah, I could see it like you know
crazy like lights coming on.
Yeah,
This could be so distracting.
Well, I mean, I
It's
don't know.
getting to be like wrestling in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's just the over glamorized, the over glamorized.
Yeah. Everything's just so flashy.
It has to
Yeah, it's
appeal.
a glamorization of it.
Like
It's
literally,
overdone.
If you go, I appreciate it now because the Sixers are bad. When you go to a Sixers game, there's a lot going on, man.
Well,
Those
There's
flames that come out of like
there's
this,
lights,
yeah.
there's like people running around and
Yeah.
jumping off trampolines. There's
well,
a lot of shooting guns.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Like that whole game day was born in with Pat in the late '90s. That whole like, why do you think there was a dwarf that was one of the mascots on purpose?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I forget this.
Yeah, you remember Little G?
No, I don't remember
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
G.
it was Little
No,
G.
you gotta find picture of Little G.
Yeah, we gotta find him.
There was Little G and what was the rabbit? The bunny.
Wasn't that like hops or something?
No, I forget. I mean, you know, it was like a muscled up.
No,
It was like a muscled up bunny.
Yes,
It wasn't hip hop. It was, I don't know.
No, it was hip hop.
Yeah,
no,
you're right.
No.
No, that's not.
Hip hop was the
You-
big blue character.
There used to be Big Shot.
No, that's what I'm thinking. Big Shot was.
He
the-
was a slovenly fella. And then
Hip-hop.
it
The
was
rabbit
hip-hop.
character, hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Big Shot was
Hip
kind of
hop
like
and
a
Little G. Yeah. That Pat was like a circus, like Barnum and Bailey. So they wanted to create, and the NBA loved it because it was always action, right?
Yeah.
The NBA wants a cacophony of sound,
Yes.
right? Of stuff. They want everything going on. Music, dancing, cameras.
Yeah.
You know, they want an assault on the senses.
They do it.
Right?
Yes.
And you're right. But that's what all that stimuli like kids. That's what they believe kids love.
Because I find it a little exhausting when I'm down there.
Yeah,
I just need a break. But there's a timeout. Just let me catch a breath.
Yeah, well, they're not like in baseball. They would have tried to do the same thing in baseball.
Is that little G?
That's him.
That's great. Him in hip hop? Oh, man, I missed out on that.
Didn't Kid Rock have a little guy too with him for a while?
I
think
know.
that was a thing back then.
I remember Pat. Where's Lil G? Like Pat was out of his mind. He would get to the arena. We got to get Derek Brooks on. And by the way, we are in overtime. OT, baby. OT. In fact, real quick, call Derek. Derek worked for Pat. Derek is an agent, a friend of ours. And he worked.
Derek Brooks?
Yeah. You have his number?
I do have his number, yes.
Call him real quick. See if he'll come on and tell you about Little G. Because he was there, and Pat used to like scream, and like he might have back then. The world wasn't politically correct.
No, don't tell me.
Right? And he would say, where's the guy at?
Yeah.
Where's that guy?
Get the guy over here. Like, come on. And it was just like a it was like a circus.
Yeah.
Like everything was crazy. And he loved it because he was putting on a show for everybody. And he was the one shooting the hot dogs. And
Little G was?
Little G would shoot dogs and wear T-shirts. And they're like, and everybody's going crazy. Right? Get the T-shirt. Everybody's freaking out over a $3 T-shirt.
Man, we got to track him down to see if he's still around, Little G?
Sounds like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, we got to get
Yeah, he was.
Like that one scene in the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Little G be a great interview if he's still around.
Yeah, we're going to find him. No, but it was like that. I mean, it was crazy. It was crazy. But that's what the NBA wants. The NBA wants all that stuff. The NBA wants like hyper entertainment.
Yeah, and I see
it's not about the games and sports.
The Flyers are trying to a little bit. The Flyers have, they got dancers every time there's a break. There's dancers. Yeah, Flyers. Hockey's trying to slowly get into that too. Sometimes you just need to take a second, just me, man.
Oh, Little G's dead.
He passed.
No,
man. 5 years ago he died.
Damn.
It's a shame.
Rest in peace, Little G.
Really? Get out. How'd you know? You Googled it? Oh yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
quick over there.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
good job, Bren.
It was good bringing him back up, though. Thinking about Little G, I would have forgot all about.
Well, the whole thing. What's funny? Like I think about sporting event. When I was a kid, going to baseball games, you kept score.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you kept score in your book. You got a program.
Yes.
Like that was a big deal.
Yes.
$1.50.
Yes.
You got a program.
Yeah. Well, I sit next to Joyce. I've sat next to Joyce at the Phillies for 21 years now, and she's retired, and she keeps score every game since I've known her for 20 years that she goes to. And she's all in depth. First pitch, strike. She keeps all of
backwards K.
Yeah, and then what's
wild now?
Yeah, what?
So doing by hand and pencil and to keep it score. So do we have an app for the kids called Game Changer?
Okay.
And I do the Game Changer for our team because we'll sit there, and it does everything. Like you score the game, it'll say called strike, and then it'll just come up. And so if a parent can't make to the game, he could watch it on the stream and he could follow along like ESPN and see it. Like
you watch it. You see a video of the game.
You can do that, but it's hard to see.
Live
like
scores it.
I do live scoring, so it scores the whole game. So you're seeing like a dot run the first, base hit, right field.
So you input it into it,
and it goes automatically.
Right.
And then you could actually see the other thing you could see, which is fascinating, is the live stream. Just watch the game from behind home plate because we'll put our iPhone and put it right behind home plate, and it just records the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and
that's
streams
really cool.
it. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty deep.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Come a long way.
I know.
We were playing.
We got Todd.
We got Todd.
I love it. All right. Let's go to our man, TV Todd. Act like a man. You can't handle the truth.
It's time for TV Todd.
Todd.
Wow, extra
Wow.
Todd in that one today.
Todd's color coordinating his shirt with his wall. It's like a
He's
floating
blending
head.
in. Yeah, he's
a
blending
floating
in.
head
It's
Todd
like-
today.
It's like a new green screen situation going on here.
Salmon Friday.
Oh, that's
Happy
great.
Friday.
Salmon. Got the salmon. Bro was a salmon guy.
He is a salmon
is a
guy.
big
Yeah.
salmon.
The salmon shorts.
Yeah.
He started that salmon thing, the bro. My brother, by the way, did you watch the playoffs last night? Edmonton?
Yeah. Well, I dozed during the overtime, I have to
Yeah.
admit. But I watched almost all of the Caps-Canes game, which
come back.
yeah, but you know what? Compared to the Edmonton series, I mean, that series is boring.
I know. Yeah, I know. No, that Edmonton Vegas is outrageous. Even the Peg, that's a great series too.
Yeah, it's really good. This is going to be.
How about
we're gonna.
How about Rant Man?
Yeah, oh man, dude, we're gonna have an all Canada final, aren't we?
I think so. Toronto's winning it. Coming out of the East.
This feels it this year. I think it's Toronto, Edmonton. I think that's going to be good watching.
Although, dude, Rantanen, I mean, you see anything like it?
You have a hat trick the other day?
Yeah, 2 natural hat tricks. He's had 2 natural his last 2 games. He's been outrageous, right?
There should be a name for that. Like two natural hat tricks in a row. There's going to be a name for that.
Exactly. Should be a rant.
There you go.
I mean, no,
There you go.
And how nuts is that? Like, Rantanen he could have been on the lynch.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. And again,
Carolina, mind you.
I know VG is going to agree with this. Don't you like when you watch these teams playing at this level at this point in the season? Don't you see how far away we actually are?
Yeah.
You really see it. It's kind of highlighted.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these teams are ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to get there. No doubt. We're going to get there. But I think people need to be really patient.
Yeah, I think we need another year of, my only, not fear, but my only warning to Flyer fans is that, next year, when you go into the season, just go into it to enjoy Michkov and the Jet, because Jet will be here next year. And just go watch those kids play. And then don't think about playoffs, because they probably won't make the playoffs. And then it'll be the next year where they go free agency. Maybe that's the year. You get Zavragin over.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I think.
I had a great conversation with Danny last Friday night.
Yeah,
regarding
at the game, Hershey.
Oh,
so
Hershey.
I invited Danny and Jonesy to come up, and they came and we watched the game together. And Danny,
thanks for the invite, Todd. Yeah, come on, buddy.
you were where I don't know, where were you, like in Utah? What are you doing in Utah? You're like just
I'm taking care
training
of
for the
business.
Olympics?
I got good I'm getting some seeds. I
Taking
got
care
good
of
vegetables
business.
out there.
Drinking beers.
Doing nothing like
Well,
he does all the
Big
time.
business he's got.
Living off his wife.
Hey, man.
Utah pubs.
Haters gotta hate.
Utah pubs.
Damn right.
So Danny, the interesting thing was he talked about, and this is why I love these guys, because they're just like us. Danny's like, look, he goes, I'm more impatient than anyone else. He goes, I sit up there, I want this to happen right now, but it's going to take some time to play out. But Michkov was further along than he ever expected for this year. The Dragon is playing in front of 20,000 people a night at the highest level and the highest scrutiny for Petersburg out there. But he's 2 years away. He's 19 right now. We're not going to get him till he's 21. So at the end of the day, we just have to have patience. But this is all good stuff.
Yeah, you're right. Like you got to go. To me, the clock doesn't start for at least another, probably another year to two. Is when the clock, now you start the ascent. Like now you got to make the playoffs type of thing.
Yeah, and also cap relief, right? Cap relief's going to come next year, so they got a lot to work with, a lot of assets. I'm excited about it. It's but we have to be patient. I know people are looking at the Sixers collapse and they're thinking, "My God, don't let this happen with the Flyers." But I don't see it.
No, I don't either. Yeah, I don't. Like next year, I don't know. Maybe you get Tockett. That buys you a year. Michkov. Like you just got to get through another year where it's not about playoffs.
Yeah, and they're going to win some games. It's not like you're going to go down to the I almost said Wells Fargo. It's not going to go down to the X. You're not going to go down to the X and see a lot of boring hockey. I think you're going to see great hockey next year.
Yeah, I do too. And you know what? Exciting hockey. Like, here's the deal. I'll watch, 6-5 games all day long.
Yeah, and by the way, for your audience that may not be following too closely, the Phantoms are really good. The Phantoms could knock out the Bears tonight. If not, they forced a Game 5 back in Hershey on Sunday. But, I've been watching. I've been at the series, and I got, getting to see Jet and this bump kid from Michigan.
Yeah.
Dude, they're really good together. I'm excited for those two specifically.
Everybody loves Bump.
Yeah.
People, Charlie was talking about how good the kid's got a lot of promise.
He's cocky too. He's cocky and he tries all kinds of stuff on the ice. I actually love it.
I love that.
So,
yeah, it's good.
So can I say I have to update our breaking news because TMZ is now reporting that University of North Carolina has issued a statement. While Jordan Hudson is not an employee at the University or Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities.
What?
They're saying it's a bogus report that was out there now.
Backtracking.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my! That's the school.
This is the greatest drama.
Bill must have said something. Maybe
That's
he
the
threatened.
school.
Yeah.
Maybe he threatened to leave, and they had.
Hey, by the way, if you're the school, I don't know. I might
What
go.
did you get into? I
mean, you're going to get
so
hijacked by Jordan Hudson. What's her name?
Yeah,
her
that's
name?
it, yeah.
Todd, you're an incredible TV producer. Can you imagine that Hard Knocks?
Oh, I can imagine it, but it'll never happen.
My God. That's insane. Oh, my God. Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you watching? Let's go. What are we watching this weekend? And have you started a couple things? Have you started Mobland?
I have.
No, I haven't. I was just telling Andrew before I jumped on that I'm losing. I'm losing steam here in the good fight. I think I'm going to have to start it.
You have to. It's amazing.
Dude, this show is ridiculous.
Tom Hardy.
Oh, he's the
He's
best.
the best.
The best.
That intro sequence with that song.
Oh, yeah,
it gives you Sopranos vibes.
Peaky vibes.
Or Peaky, yeah.
Yeah. Because Peaky used music in a great way. Like, it captured the mood of the series. It was fantastic. I love that show. It's a great show. So well acted.
How many episodes are they in now?
6.
When
Oh, okay.
did
And do you know how many?
Wednesday?
It was on Wednesday, yeah.
Yeah, I'm 5 in. I didn't see Wednesdays. I save it for the weekends.
Oh, it's getting good, man.
Yeah, well.
Andrew, do you know how many episodes the whole season is going to be?
8?
I feel like 8. This
Yeah.
one's definitely an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's time I jump in. That's cool. I'm anxious. I've been trying to avoid spoilers. I just love
It's
binging
great.
stuff.
It's great. It's great. It's freaking awesome.
That's cool.
What
That's
else did I
cool.
see? I tried. What else did you tell me
I
to try?
tried. Have you started or looked at 4 Seasons?
Yes, I was going to talk
I
about
tried
that.
to watch that on the plane. I was like,
The
I
remake.
was going to talk about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, 4 seasons, a Netflix series. I think it's about 8 episodes. It is. It's a remake. It's a remake in a television series of a 1981 film that starred Alan Alda and Carol Burnett. It was a big film back in the day. So it's about these couples who go on this trip every season. And it starts off with one of the couples is breaking up, and that's what sort of the trajectory of the show is. But it's interesting to me because the 4-season series on Netflix is helmed by Tina Fey, and the cast is tremendous. It's Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo, Steve Carell, Kerry Kenny, who I love from the State. I'm a huge State guy. So I love her. Reno 911. Will Forte is in it. I mean, it's a really great cast.
Yep.
But, the tone of the original movie was kind of like a sleepy Alan Alda drama, good emotional kind of connection drama. And I think that's what they're going for in this series too. Is that right, VG?
Yeah, for me, it's just really slow moving. I mean, I saw the movie back in the day. I thought the movie was good, but this... Yeah, I mean, I was also on the red eye. I was dozing off.
So what's the premises? They go away each of the 4 seasons.
Yeah, they're like friends from like college. And
how many couples are there?
4, but one of them divorces, breaks up.
Okay.
So the other 3 got to deal with Steve Carell with his new younger girlfriend.
Okay.
And how it throws off the whole vibes of the crew when they go on vacation. It's just all different and weird now. But it was a little slow for me. It's a slow burn, as they say.
It may be a slow burn, but I think it's intentionally so. I mean, if you do watch the original movie, that is the feel of the original movie. It really feels like an old school Alan Alda kind of piece. He's actually in it. He makes a cameo in it.
Yes, but a slow burn movie at 1:45 is okay. A slow burn series in 5 episodes of it at an hour apiece? It's a bit too slow.
How different is it from like the White Lotus?
Completely different.
Sounds like a White Lotus.
Yeah, completely different.
Yeah, White Lotus. It's not edgy. It's not anything. It's not that fun. Kind of piece. It's not a Mike White piece. It's more Alan Alda than it is Mike White. So, but there's a lot of talent.
I'm a big Alan Alda fan.
I don't even know what he was in.
MASH.
Oh, MASH.
Yeah, he was also in one of those Ben Stiller movies, right? Wasn't he one of the parents?
It reminds me of like my parents.
Yeah.
Like bad, like my mother used to like that Alan Alda stuff.
Yeah. I like Alan Alda.
I want to watch the game.
It's like you think of Alan Alda, you think of Barney Miller. It's like that kind of time period.
My parents love MASH.
Yeah.
I mean, MASH
we used to watch it every day.
Listen, what they accomplished at MASH, where you have a sitcom that...
Around war.
Yeah, they said the Korean War, but it's really a Vietnam War, and it's only a few years after the Vietnam War ends, and it's brutally serious and edgy, but also funny. It's very difficult.
They were incredible team. Like Todd, you know, like that era of television was really good. Like film, obviously, because everybody knows like the greatest decade of film was probably the 70s. But like they make great TV, like edgy. Yeah. Like there was some interesting
Jeffersons, All in the Family, all that stuff. Super edgy.
What's really funny about MASH is you remember Jamie Farr on MASH played a character who would dress like a woman. He was trying to get kicked out of the military, so he dressed like a woman to avoid the war.
Yeah.
And I mean, how relevant is that?
My God, yes, that's wild.
Who's his favorite baseball team?
The Indians, right?
Toledo Mudhens. He's from Toledo.
Wow,
that's pretty
good. That's a good one, VG. Good recall on that one. Hey, cuz there's a movie. I'm not sure how you're gonna react to this, but I'm gonna tell you. I think it's a great. No, I think it's a great date night movie for you and Tam.
Okay.
Okay. It's called Nona's, Italian for grandmothers. Plural.
Yes.
Let's talk about this for a minute, okay?
Yes.
So this movie is a Vince Vaughn movie, and it's on Netflix. It starts today, and it's a true story. This is a true story about a restaurant in Staten Island, and the restaurant's called Enotica Maria,
Enoteca, right?
Enoteca. I didn't know. Is that how you say it?
Enoteca. Yeah.
Enoteca. And it's all of the chefs are all Italian grandmothers. And so the movie is Vince Vaughn playing the owner of the restaurant. And let me tell you who the grandmother chefs are in this movie. Susan Sarandon, Talia Shire, Lorraine Bracco, and Brenda Vaccaro.
Oh, that's awesome. That's got to be a great movie.
I feel like for you
like
and Tam,
fun,
this
like
is a
sweet,
great...
like a nice. Yeah, I'm in on that. That's a great.
Yeah, and
that's good for Mother's Day.
Yes.
I can get that covered.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect. And the real owner of the restaurant had a quote that I want to read to you, because it reminds me of you. He said, the restaurant that I have here, it walks like a restaurant, smells like a restaurant, talks like a restaurant, but it's not a restaurant. It's a cultural exchange.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So I feel like, I know you don't like these kinds of movies, but I think this one may be for you.
No, I'm in, man. I without a doubt. I'm definitely in on that. It sounds like a sweet movie. And they're probably great. You know, like it's probably a great movie.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to watch it on the plane, but I was like, I'll save it for a date night.
Yeah, it's a good date. It's a great date night movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good one.
I have to tell you, I do like those food chef movies. Like I watch all of them. Dude, did you see the they're casting right now for Tony?
For Tony? No, I don't even know.
Tony.
What's Tony? What's that?
The Anthony Bourdain biopic.
Oh, yeah. I did see a couple people they were considering for that. Yeah.
Yes. That's going to be good.
Well, it's going to be good if they do it the right way.
Good.
Right, because VG, I know what you're thinking. Like, you got to get into the dark side of this guy. You know, you got to explore the darkness. You have to.
That's what made him great.
And that's what made him great, and ultimately was what ended him. But I think it could be really cool if it's written the right way.
Yeah, I loved that show. I loved him.
You know who I'm seeing this? They're saying is attached to it is the kid from the Holdovers.
Oh yeah,
Dominic Sessa.
Oh, he's good.
I mean,
he's really
that's
good.
his first movie, though, wasn't it?
Yes, he's local too.
Yeah.
He's from this area.
Is he?
I believe so.
Yeah. He's from around here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that
I think
name.
he's from either Jersey or
because they filmed it at a school near here, and they couldn't find any actors, so they opened the casting up to like the kids in the I think the high school theater company, and he was in it.
And he was great. He played a really great character.
He was great in that movie.
Yeah, I like that movie.
It's an A24 picture too, so it should be solid.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I love that show, dude. I still to this day go back. Tam and I will go back and watch Bourdain's.
Oh, dude, I was searching. I was like, please let there be a Salt Lake City Anthony Bourdain, but there wasn't. But I always, whenever I travel,
Do you know what's funny? The ones I never watched were the ones in the States.
Really?
I hated them.
Why?
Yeah. Except Alaska. He did Alaska. Yeah. I didn't like our city. I don't know. I wanted to see it. I wanted to see the world. The beauty of him was showing me the world, his world of food. Like, I mean, he was the greatest.
Yeah,
he was the greatest. I mean, he was a great storyteller. I mean, there were like little movies that he made around food. They were just he was a great interviewer. He was cool as all could be.
And they try to duplicate it now with Stanley Tucci. Not as cool. Now it's the lady who's the desperate Eva Longoria's got one now.
Doing Spain now.
You can't recapture what he was doing.
Yeah, I can't. I tried to watch the Stanley Tucci show. It just doesn't. It didn't connect to me. But when I saw Nona's coming out on Netflix, it made me instantly think of my favorite Italian restaurant food movie of all time, starring Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, of course.
Big night. Big night. You can't beat that. You can't beat it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's a great movie.
Yep, absolutely.
What's the one? There's another one. Do you know this one? Oh, what's the name of this movie? It's a little movie, and it's really good. So there's like a mob guy, right? And he opens up this restaurant as a front. And the restaurant becomes a hit. Like it becomes like a hipster hit. Like the hipsters love it. Like, and it becomes this, they have like this, the kid, I don't know if it's his son, however it is, and the kid is like a renowned chef. And it's like this incredible journey. And meanwhile, it was just supposed to be just a front. And there's all kinds of things going on. And then there's all this attention on the restaurant because of the chef. And it's a great little movie. I'm trying to remember who's in it. If it's Danny Aiello or if it's after that.
That does sound like a Danny Aiello movie.
Well, I got to figure out the name of this movie. Oh,
good.
my God. So maybe you could Google it, the premise of it.
Is it in New York?
Yes.
All right. Let me take a look.
Yeah. It's in New York. And it's like this. And it's really well done. And it's not stereotypical either. It's a great story.
That's called Dinner Rush, is it?
Yes.
There you go.
Dinner Rush. Good job.
Wow, I never even heard of that film.
Yeah, me neither.
What year to come out?
What?
Like 12, 10, 13?
2001.
Oh, 01?
Yeah.
It is Danny Aiello.
God, 01. Jesus. Yeah.
Hour 39. There you go, VG.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, 2000 and Dinner Rush. It's great. It's a fun little movie. That era of late 90s, early 2000s, so many great indie films.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great indie films. Great stuff. That was my TLA days.
Oh, TLA Video?
Ah, my favorite place. I'd walk in that TLA,
store.
and who was the guy? Heavyset man, beautiful guy, Adrian.
Oh, yeah, I remember Adrian.
Remember Adrian?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great guy. I loved Adrian.
Yeah, there was a bunch there. It was Kenny, who was like a little gothic.
Adrian was a big sports fan.
Yes.
And Adrian, I used to have Adrian on the show every once in a while. He was a little shy.
Yeah.
But I was like, I would go in there all the time.
Oh, and you see the staff picks. Oh, Adrian
the
likes
best.
this, or
Yeah.
my buddy Jeremy likes this one. All right.
Did you ever see the movie Pie?
Of course.
Right? The only place in the city that had Pie was TLA Video.
See, because Andrew's laughing, but you're thinking, who would want recommendations from like Blockbuster Video? But these guys were movie nerds who didn't do any big blockbuster films.
No, they look down on like
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You walk in there, they're like, here's a movie from Luxembourg.
And they do every director.
Yes.
Like their foreign selection was unbelievable.
Yes.
I love a foreign film.
Yeah, like that's where I got the best of youth. It was an 8-hour movie. I'm sorry, we saw that in the theater at the Ritz.
Yeah.
It was like 4 hours and 55 minutes. And then we went to watch it again and we rented it. And it was like, whatever, it's like 4 tapes. Crazy.
Yeah, Frazier, I was one of those guys that VG just described. So one of the first jobs I ever had was at a place called Video Village in Northeast Philadelphia.
Yeah, I know Video Village.
I was one of the first employees there, and I was behind the counter, and I was that guy. I would like, if someone would want to rent something that was popular, I'd be like, you could do that, or you can go, you can go David Lynch.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I didn't know you were a video guy. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He's an original.
Big time.
I'm a West Coast video guy.
Yeah. Dude, Video Village was one of the first video rental stores in Philadelphia.
Well, there was that. You guys competed with Movies Unlimited up there in the Northeast, right?
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love these names of places.
Movies Unlimited.
Yeah. Video Village.
Dude, here's the best part of Video Village. So if you want to understand my origin story, so the Video Village, here was the best part. As a worker there, what we were allowed to do, whatever was left on the shelf that night, we could take home overnight and bring back to our next shift. So I was in high school, right? But I would get all these movies, these crazy like Al Pacino movies and Dog Day Afternoon, all this crazy stuff. I would take them overnight, and then I'd get up in the morning before school, like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., go downstairs, and I'd watch movies before I went to school.
Nice.
See, I totally see that. That's great that you did that.
It's great. I loved it.
No, that's why you are where you are right now. That's beautiful.
Todd, the power we had back then, new release roll in, and we
my God,
you
you
put
guys,
a couple aside for the customers you really like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They took care of you.
Hey, yo, Frazier, you looking for ET? Hey, I got it right here. Yeah.
You're damn right, VG. You're damn right, VG.
Here's a 20 spot.
Yeah.
They would slide me stuff.
Yes.
I remember the
awesome.
best I used to put new releases aside for this one customer who hooked me up with parking at Live Aid.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right, what are your selections for this week? So you went through 4 seasons. What else?
Well, I know we're getting late here. Let me just run through. I want to run through 2 quick lists.
Right.
One, I'm just going to run through the titles. So you want to know? So the best series that are on right now that everyone are going nuts over. So the Gemstones had its series finale, not season finale, series finale the other night. Righteous Gemstones absolutely moved into my top 10 comedy series of all time.
Damn, that's
Danny McBride is a genius. Period. Speaking of geniuses, Nathan Fielder and The Rehearsal. Oh my God, I can't stop laughing.
Dude, you recommended that. I'm flying out to Phoenix. I put it on, and it's about airplane crashes. Like, get the hell out of here with this. The whole
It is
bad timing, VG.
Airplane crashes.
Not
Dude, he's a neurotic, man.
episode.
Like, I could
You're
easily
gonna
watch
sit
that.
back and watch a serious show about airplane crashes while you're in the air?
I could do that.
Get the hell
You
out
could
of
have
here.
watched anything else, man. You didn't have to watch that.
But he's neurotic,
First of
though. Like,
all-
you give it, that's like
Yeah.
putting stuff in his head. Like, the last thing you want to do is put anything in his head.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Yeah.
First of all, it's not a serious show, but also the entire season it has that theme, and I didn't know.
I
didn't
know
you
because
were
I
flying.
went to episode 2. I was like, they're still mentioning these plane crash dudes. I'm like,
So, dude, I'm telling you, VG, I'm telling you, when you see what he did with Soli, the pilot, this week, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it. Anyway, so The Rehearsal, The Studio.
Studio was
Last of-
phenomenal. The Golden Globes episode was phenomenal.
Oh, I didn't see it yet.
I gotta be
the
honest with you. Which one was it?
The
Doctor
doctor.
dinner.
The doctor dinner one stunk.
Yeah, I didn't
zombie.
like that. I didn't like the. I thought they tried too hard there. I also thought the other thing was to try hard when they.
The casting, the Kool-Aid casting.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty clever.
the one with the golf cart.
Oh, the war. The two of them are going back and forth.
Yeah, that stunk too. Yeah.
No, that one, and then no, the one recently with the final cut. The one of them,
with the film noir episode with the missing reel.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I kind of like.
Yeah, I didn't love that one either. But the show is so spot on for the industry. It's killing me. It is so funny to me.
I feel you. Like, it's probably too spot on because it annoys you. Like you just hate these people.
I know. Like, I see these characters. I'm like, oh my God, that is so true. Spot on.
Yeah.
But really great series. Last of Us, Your Friends and Neighbors, Hacks. I mean, these are really good, top-notch series. In terms of movie streaming, we've mentioned some of these on prior shows, but just remind your audience, great stuff streaming right now. Companion is one of my favorite horror. It's not even a horror. It's a Black Mirror-like thriller. It literally is one of my favorite films in the last few years. Companion on Max. Nickel Boys is out now. Academy Award nom. Last Breath, Black Bag. I mean, these are top-notch movies that are all streaming right now.
I saw Black Bag.
What'd you think?
I saw it in the movies. I didn't like it.
I didn't hate it. Tam hated it. I didn't hate it.
It's Soderbergh, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Spender.
I was underwhelmed with that.
I'm a huge Soderbergh
Yeah.
fan. Steven Soderbergh is incredible, right?
Yes.
I was surprised at the story. That the story was, I don't know. I expect bigger from him. I was entertained. Tad hated it. She hated the main character. Like, I get it. Like, he went overboard with the character. The character was a good character. Like, he gets the spot on his shirt and changes the shirt. Like, there's little things. I was like, all right. The dialogue, that stilted dialogue. Like, I get it. I was entertained by it. She hated it. So I was just like, I understand where she was coming from, and I get where you're coming from, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I think when I think of Soderbergh, it's weird. I think of large, like you said,
Traffic.
but I also think he takes a large kind of premise, but he makes it a small story. And I love the
That's a great skill
in that movie. I love the dinner scene in Black Bag. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was good. I agree.
But don't miss. Listen, Nickel Boys, you got to watch because brilliant filmmaking. And Last Breath, I've talked to you about it.
Yeah.
Woody Harrelson.
I saw that.
Great act. What'd you think, Frazier?
I saw it with my parents, and we were all on the edge of our seat the entire time. It's you feel suffocated almost because of how intense the story is, and it almost feels like it's real time going through the scenario. And I'm just really shocked at the end, like how this guy survived.
Yeah, that's the thing. My daughter and I saw it. We walked out of the theater and we were like, how is that true? Like, there's no way that's a true story. And then we Googled it, and sure enough, it is true. But it's still unexplainable.
Yeah, completely unexplainable and really good.
Yeah. So I definitely check that out. For sure. Frazier, there's a horror film that's streaming for you today. It's called Heart Eyes, and it's kind of like My Bloody Valentine.
I saw the trailer for it. I'm definitely going to be watching that one.
Yeah, I figured you'd like that.
I tried it last night on the plane.
What'd you think?
It's like a campy comedy mixed in with it.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't working.
Isn't there some big actor that's in it?
I don't know who's in it. I forget.
I don't know.
My buddy Vinny said Black Mirror episode 5, titled Eulogy, was one of the greatest pieces of TV that he saw. It is. I was like, all right, because he's got good taste. Like, all right, I'm going to watch it. It was tremendous. Paul Giamatti's in it. Oh. It was deep. It was
beautiful.
Really, yes. It was really, really good. It was great. It was really good.
Can I say
the whole season?
Yes.
Go ahead, VG.
I just have an update on a story going through the thread of the show. Pablo Torre now reporting Bill Belichick's girlfriend crashed the set of his commercial. I think it's for Underdog Fantasy. Crashed the set of his commercial, sources tell him, and tried to make her own ad. She left, came back, and she was wearing a yellow polka dot bikini. The premise of the ad, according to my sources, was Jordan Hudson by the pool trying to get Bill's attention. The crew filmed her, sources say, but the camera may not have been on.
Oh, my God.
What's going on?
What is going on? This is great.
Wait, time out. Wait, what did she do? They're filming a commercial.
Yes.
For Underdog Fantasy?
I think that's what Underdog Fantasy Sports or something.
Well, he's the one. He's a big spokesman for them.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so they're doing a commercial. And what's the commercial?
I don't know what it is, but she tried to hijack it.
Okay.
And she left the set and come back with wearing bikini and was telling them that she should be by the pool trying to get Bill's attention, and can't get his attention off his app phone or whatever.
Oh my gosh!
Wow. That's unbelievable.
The crew filmed her with the camera not on.
That's great.
She's acting in front of a camera. Not
they're like this. Don't put the camera on.
Yeah.
Just action. All right, check the gate. No, let's not check the gate.
This is crazy.
Todd, we've seen it all, Todd.
We have seen. Look at my cat's behind me. Don't get freaked out there.
Oh, that's great. Look at that. That's awesome. Ah, look at that. What's his cat's name?
A goat.
The goat?
The goat. I can't get the goat in the camera. The goat doesn't cooperate.
No, cats. They do their own. They go by their own volition.
Yeah. They're tough.
I'm out on cats.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna leave you with a bit of homework, and then we're gonna pick it up next week. Okay?
Okay.
Speaking of A24, there's a trailer I want you all to watch if you haven't seen it yet. It's a movie called Friendship, and it stars Tim Robinson, who is another comic genius, and Paul Rudd. And VG, watch the trailer. This is the new Cable Guy, and I'm seeing it this week, and I'm telling you this film is going to be a massive hit.
I'm just laughing.
Massive.
Is that the guy who does the crooner car
Yeah,
driving?
yeah. I think you should leave.
Yeah.
That's that guy. I think
Yeah.
you should leave.
That sketch is
he was
so funny.
So funny.
He was an SNL writer, and then he has a hit series on Netflix called I Think You Should Leave, and he also starred in Detroiters. He's genius. Watch this trailer all the way through. This is going to be a massive hit.
I'm in. I think that guy's funny.
I'm seeing an early preview this week, and we'll talk about it on Friday.
Cool.
I mean, I like Paul Rudd and him, so
Yeah, that should be
It's
Probably
gotta
good.
be
Yeah. All right, my brother. Great stuff, buddy.
All right, have a good weekend, boys.
All right. See you on Monday. There you go. TV
you,
Todd. All right, that's going to do it.
What do you got going on this weekend?
Baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball. So Anthony is rowing. So I won't even be with my wife on Mother's Day because Anthony has a rowing event, a race. She goes to the rowing events. I go to baseball.
All right. So you reconvene for dinner. You get some nice food
So, but she's like the people at rowing, they know how to take care of the mothers. They just
backhanded there. Right?
Oh yeah, they do a.
How does she even know? It's not even there yet. It's not Mother's Day
Oh,
yet.
they were talking about a special menu with, there's all kinds of mimosas and all kinds of stuff. Baseball, the mothers had to bring their own stuff. Like they stopped at Dunkin' Donuts and got stuff, right? Like
Munchkins.
You better step it up.
Meanwhile, at the rowing, they have these like elaborate food things. Like they bring these huge,
It's like a fancy sport.
Yeah,
It is a fancy
you know,
sport. Yeah. Fancy meals.
and
The rich sport.
baseball, it's all with dogs,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll be a baseball.
Have a hot dog and a beer.
That's what it is. Champagne and beers. All right, everybody. We love you. What are you doing? Anything? You back home?
I'm
the
going
bar.
to see Marilyn Manson tonight at the Met.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm coaching. I'm in a championship game at the Urban Youth Association. My team plays tomorrow at like 10:30.
Nice.
And then, there's another show I'm going to go to, I think, tomorrow night. LA Witches in town from LA. They're Johnny Brenda's Saturday, so I'm probably going to check that out.
I like it. All right, Frage.
I'm just getting prepped for next week.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. We love you. Good weekend, all right? Be careful. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
We all silly like the mayor.